Yeah, it's about right. It's about right. Here we go. I got the menu. Let's go. That's lunch. Let's go to dinner here. Dinner. Let's see. If you want the crab cakes, it's $18. Oh my God. That's what I got. I got the prime rib, and it was really, really good. It comes with mashed potatoes, roasted vegetables, and peppercorn gravy, or as they call it, demi-glace. $59. It was not $59 when I went there. But for Disney, I guess what I'm trying to say is like for Disneyland, like chicken strips for the kids, $12. Like for Disneyland, it's not terrible, even though it is a high price. But it's not like, and the other one, what's the other one with the Little Mermaid restaurant? It was Ariel's Grotto.
I haven't been to Disneyland in probably 25 years.
Ooh, really? The thing with Ariel's Grotto is the one time I ate there, it was when the kids were really young, and it was some sort of package where it was like you got to go into both parks, you got the dinner for $4, and then if you ate there, you got like this reserved. It was reserved for like 100 people, but when they did the whatever, a color at the end of the night with the Festival of Color or whatever it was like the Bellagio on steroids thing. You got to be near the front. It's actually again, when I say a decent deal, please understand I'm saying. Oh, here we go. For $90, you can get their preordained meal for you, which would be a vegetable hearts salad. That doesn't sound appetizing. Ribeye steak and prawns with Western style butter, whatever that is, and chocolate pistachio cheesecake for $89. Why did you shake your head at Western style butter, by the way?
I thought it was going to be like for $149.
Oh, right. No, but right, like again,
they do a very good job of you thinking it's going to be very expensive,
right?
But it's just expensive.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, that's not so bad.
I'm glad I'm glad you're understanding what I'm saying, because I feel like I'm not saying it like, in no way, in no world is $89 cheap for a meal.
Like if you start for $89, you get like, oh, come on. But if you say everything and then say it.
Exactly. By the way, Jason Ross, golfing, I do not have an update from him. Yeah. He had a very good first day.
Hopefully his weather's better than ours.
Oh, you know what? Oh, no. I hope it is.
I don't think it's that bad up there, right?
Well, I mean, it can be. It absolutely can be windy and crazy. Windy and crazy. That's Brian Windhorst, and you be the judge. All right, let's see. Bandon, Oregon. Okay. All right. Hopefully he's teeing off early. 48 degrees right now, high of 56. It'll be partly sunny or cloudy, depending on how you want to say it. And looks like a little bit of 25% chance of showers at noon. Not lasting long. Then again at 3, not lasting long. And then it's cloudy and or sunny the rest of the week. So hopefully, even if it is a little rainy today, he'll play through it. That's good. That would suck. That would suck just to get washed out. Okay, I'm glad I remembered to do this. So we need to have a conversation. I told my wife I would have this conversation publicly last night. Set the screen! So she and I got into this conversation because... I don't remember how we got into the conversation, but here was the gist of the conversation. So I always talk about how, or I'll mention at times that for many, many years, the wife and I have hung out with another couple. Their kids are our kids' ages. It's just easy. We play spades on the weekend. We travel a lot, that type of thing. They're our best friends. And my wife and I, and we've had kind of conversations about this before. Oh, I know. She asked me how my day was. No, that's truly how it started. She said, how was your day? And my standard response, 100% of the time she asks, is fine. How was yours? There could have been a fire at work. There could have been all kinds of craziness that happened. How was your day? Fine. How was yours? And then when and to the point where I think whether it's consciously or subconsciously, my wife asked me how my day, you've been married 19 years. She asked me how my day was as an entry to talk about her day because she knows I'm going to say, fine, how was yours? And instead of her just jamming into, here's how my day went, it gives the appearance of her inquiring about my day. I give her the quick response. I ask her how her day was, and now I have invited her to share with me how her day was. Now, this last Saturday when all of us hung out, the four of us, my wife used to, funny enough, my wife used to work with the other wife in the mortgage industry. And then they both got out of that, and my wife got into teaching. And the husband is the vice principal at the school she teaches at. So she's now technically worked with both. And when she used to work with the wife, if he and I would go outside and they were talking work, we'd both exchange a glance because we knew that this was going to go on for a while. And, it was spilling the tea on all the things at work. And then now the wife and I do the same thing. We exchange glances because the husband and my wife will now talk about all the things going on at work. So my wife is telling me about her day, and then let's just be, again, this is a safe space, I think, right? I hope this is a safe space because kind of like Matt George, I'm going to say things that are going to make me sound bad, but I'm just being honest. I don't care about 98% of the things my wife tells me about work because I don't know these people. I don't care what they do. I don't know Jeannie enough to understand that when she told Bob the thing and then Bob went around her back and told the other thing, that's a horrible thing because it's just not like, what I do is I actively listen. What does that mean? That means I listen kind of halfway and I'm thinking about other stuff. And then every once in a while I'll be like, really? Wow. Well, that's not like her. And sometimes I get caught. She'll be like, no, that's actually just like her. And then she keeps going. So the problem is sometimes it's not enough for me to listen and actively listen. She'll say things after she's gone on, like literally she'll go for 10, 15 minutes without stopping. And then she'll turn to me and she'll be like, I know you don't care. Which is true. But I'm trying to act like I'm trying to do the thing as a husband where I hang in there and I listen and I try to react appropriately. But then she accuses me of not listening, which I'm not totally listening. Well, last night, I don't know, I was just, feeling it. So she said, you don't care. And I said, sweetheart, I don't. You know that. I don't. I don't care. But I understand that this is your process and you need to talk to somebody about it. And I'm doing my best, but I don't care. And here are the reasons why I don't care. I care about you and I care about your well-being. And that is why I'm listening. But this is not, I don't watch reality shows. I'm not into the drama. I don't need to know how the killer killed the person on the show. This is your thought. This is your process. And then we got it, and then we just opened it up. And what I tried to get across to her is that I don't vent, as I vent on the show every day. I don't do the venting thing. And I'm really interested if the following happens. If she or anyone else say the thing and there's a problem and she's crowdsourcing a way or suggestions to solve the problem. Well, now it's like now I'm on the case. Like, okay, So let's get all the details out. All right, cool. Well, have you thought of this? I actually enjoy that. Like, I enjoy helping friends or family, just being a wall to bounce off, a sounding board, to try to solve their problem or help solve their problem. Chris is shaking his head.
Well, I've been the person that you've helped try to solve a problem, and it's gotten worse.
Do you have an example?
There was one time with the previous GM where, because of my hours situation, I wasn't going to be able to produce the show.
Yeah.
And then you said, well, hey, I'll just pay you your overtime. How about that?
Yeah.
And then you went and told this GM and said, like, hey, we need him on the show. And then he said, yeah, absolutely. And then afterwards went to my boss and yelled at him for trying to get myself more hours by getting poor Dave to pay for my pay.
Does it help that, A, I was paying you out of my own pocket gladly? Well, I guess not gladly, but, it was. Secondly, that's kind of not my fault because the GM, I didn't just come out and say to the GM, this is what was going on. He was very receptive to it, and then he owned it, and he was like, yeah, cool, awesome. Then it's his, I solved the problem. He's the one that
I'm not saying that you did not go in there. You were just trying to help, but you're trying to help made things worse. Yeah. And it wasn't even your fault. Okay. It was because we have
I'll accept that. I'll accept that I went in trying to help with an open heart and mind, and it wasn't my fault that it got worse, yet through the help it got. I'll accept that.
There's been a couple of things with our production person that you've tried to help.
Production person? Oh.
And once again, like 100% trying to do the right thing, but it just made things worse.
Well, that's, and the thing is, I would argue that one, maybe, but yet the fallout has been things have gotten better on the thing that person was upset about.
The thing that annoyed me about that, it was the same day I said, hey, Dave, sometimes when you try and help, it just makes things worse.
I mean, the thing is, people can't tell. The problem is that if it comes to my attention that people that I care about are being taken advantage of, I have a very hard time not getting involved.
And here's the problem, too, is a lot of it is just like, oh, instead of saying something, they go to Dave because they know Dave will do something about it. And they could have just came to us. And instead, they just go around it. And it's like, that's not what's happening at all.
No, it's not. But that is actually a really good example. So I try to be a good friend and a good husband and all that. And if somebody says this and this and this is going on, the very first thing I think of is, how can I help? What can I do? How can I be of service to you? You have this problem. I want to help. And sure, admittedly, yeah, sometimes it goes awry. But where the conversation went is she said, and I admitted that I'm not normal. Because it just came down to the fact that I was like, the venting, like, I'll listen to it and I'll do my best, but you want me to care. I don't care. I said, look, I'm not trying to say whatever, but I think there's an argument that I have the craziest job out of any of you as far as stuff that I deal with and people I deal with on a daily basis. I almost never talk about my job. It would be one thing if I did the same thing, if I vented and did all that, but then it would be like a narcissistic thing. Like, well, I'm cool with talking about my stuff, but I don't want to hear about your stuff. But it's the opposite. I never talk about work. I never talk about work unless they specifically, I was listening and this happened. And then then it becomes a conversation. What?
Notice what you said there?
What?
Because at their job,
yeah.
At your wife's job, does she get to vent about her job at her job?
You're making a corollary I did earlier to this segment right here.
You vent about your job.
I vent about my job every day at the beginning.
Yes.
Of it. Yes.
Not at the beginning, but like throughout the show, they'll be like, hey, why isn't this? Come on, why can't?
Maybe that's.
Hey, we're having a problem with our streaming. Is there someone out there that can do this? And then you get it all out of your system.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I do get it out of my system more. But also, What your question was, does she get to vent about her job at her job? I think so. I think they like all go into their lunch, and I don't know, but it's a fair point. It's a fair point that maybe I get it a little out of my system here. But there's other stuff, obviously. There's a lot of stuff I'm not going to bring up on the air, as silly as that sounds, because I bring everything up. There are things I won't talk about on the air. And so her thing was, you're weird because you don't like venting and you don't vent. And she said, and then that's what happens is you keep it all, her accusation to me was that I keep it all inside and I bury it, and then eventually I lose my temper over something small, and it's not over the thing that's small, it's the buildup of all the things that I didn't vent about. And if I vented more, I would not have those blow-ups a couple times a year where I just lose my mind over something that doesn't deserve that much anger. And I mean, now that I say it out loud, it's kind of a fair point, but
I mean, maybe if you vent it all the time, maybe they might say like, "Hey, can you just keep this in?"
That's what I'm saying.
Can you just keep this in and just blow up on something little?
You. Like, I don't. Like, when I hear two people venting to each other and it's he said this and she said that and then this happened, can you believe that happened? I can't believe that happened. And, oh, my God, what are you going to do? Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. And they're just venting, but it's not a solution-oriented conversation.
That's what your problem is. That's like a lot of the problems that you have with movies is there's no, like, ending.
It's just open-ended. And I'm like, you can't, if you bring me, anyone who knows me knows that if you come to me with a problem of yours, I'm going to kill myself to try to help you. I'm going to do anything I can to be there for you. That is my act of service as a family member or a friend. Is I got your back, and I will go overboard to try to help you. But the problem is that if you bring me the thing, you can't just bring me the thing on top of the thing over the thing, and then be like, well, don't worry about it. Well, what can I do to help? Nothing. Well, then why did you bring it to me? Well, I just wanted to tell you. So you're just going to deal with the thing or not deal with the thing? Yeah. Well, you just brought me the thing that I wasn't aware of before, and now I know that you're suffering in some way, but you're saying there's the whole point of this 20-minute conversation was just to have the conversation? We're not doing anything? We're not going to fix it? So I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a guy thing. I don't know if that's a Dave thing. I don't know if that's a certain personality type thing. It has nothing to do with the fact that I don't care. It's quite the opposite. I just don't see the logic. I don't see the, what's the word I'm looking for? Virtue. Inventing. Bring up a problem. Let's solve it. Check out the hook on my teacher revolves. Bring up the problem. Let's try to solve it, or let the problem go. You just dealt with it all day at work. Why do you want to now deal with it in the afternoon or evening? What is the point? I don't know. I told her I'd bring it up. And I'd tell her about the feedback. She also said, how stupid are you to think it was step into a Slim Jim? She heard that part. Which, by the way, let me look at the final numbers here from that. If you missed the show yesterday, I learned for the first time like an idiot that it was snap into a Slim Jim, not step into a Slim Jim. I wanted to see if there's anyone else out there that thought the same thing. I am overjoyed to report that 59% of the people I polled knew it was snap into a Slim Jim. But more importantly, 41% of the people I polled thought it was step into a Slim Jim. So maybe that's a thing.
Kayla, I think, said that.
Yeah, Kayla thought that. All right. Let's see. From the 209, Dave, I always ask my girlfriend, do you want an ear or do you want a solution? That's a pretty good idea because it kind of lets them know Hey, what are you looking for here? And then it defines the thing. Do you just, because that was something Melissa said. We got a break here. She said, sometimes it's just nice to talk to somebody. Well, do you want feedback? Not really. Well, then why don't you, what's the difference between that and you talk, and like literally you telling Gus, the dog? Like, why don't you just come home and tell the dogs? They'll listen, especially if there's treats. What do you need me for? And what do you need my time for away from whatever I want to do? If you don't want feedback of any kind, I don't see the logic in it. So again, I don't know if that's a girl thing, a wife thing, a person. I don't know. But 'tis what it is. All right. We were going to have a guest author on today who's got a new book on Tiger Woods coming out. I'm really disappointed he's not coming on today. I guess there was some mix. It's nobody's fault. He'll be on what, Friday, Chris?
Yes.
Because I read the damn book last night. I just got going. I just read the book, the whole sucker. So I was actually going to tell him. I was very proud. Be like, hey, quiz me, dude.
In what year?
I know, right? And then it's like the one question I'm not going to get. We do have playoffs, though, including a couple more upsets. The playoffs have officially begun because everybody's talking crap now, and I love that. We'll go around the baseball diamond. We got postmortems on teams that are no longer in the playoffs, of course. And, yes, we will get to the air quotes coin flip. We will get to the potential ramifications, and we'll let you know over the last few years how teams have done in the position the Kings have been in when it comes to the lottery. We'll take a break. We'll come back with that coin toss next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Nova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Nova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Innova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Are you bringing 4 or more to the ballpark? The Sacramento Rivercats Family Fun Pack makes it easy. Get 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 tickets, and 4 Rivercats items bundled together for unbeatable value. Grab your Family Fun Pack today at rivercats.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Hey, Chris, want to spend 8 hours approximately in the course of a day with me next month?
Doing
any interest in doing the show? Of course, Jason's invited as well. And then heading over to the IMAX afterwards and seeing a double feature. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick coming back to theaters 1 week only. I'm not entirely clear because it says they're both coming back. Top Gun for the 40th anniversary or whatever, and Maverick in theaters one day only or 1 week only. I'm assuming it's a double feature. I'm assuming they show one and then the other. That'd be kind of lame. Like, bets off if it's, you got to do both. But if it's a double feature on IMAX, Top Gun's one of those. Those movies are worth specifically seeing in the theater. Like, if I don't know, I'm trying to think of a movie like, we'll take Shawshank Redemption, which is probably my favorite movie. But like, if that's back in the theater, maybe I'd go just for the novelty. But it's got to have like special effects and sound and stuff going on. Like, Top Gun's one of those movies I think it's worth the theater experience, even if you got a setup at home.
So I'm looking at IMAX. It doesn't look like it's a double feature. One's playing after the other, but you have to.
That's janky. Never mind. That's stupid. Make it a double feature. We've all seen the movies. Make it a double feature. All right, well, if it's not a double feature, then whatever. Kings, again, it wasn't a coin toss, but that's what we're going to call it. The Kings lost their coin toss with the Utah Jazz yesterday. This happened around noon. What did we find out? Around 1:30. And, of course, half the fan base melted down. I hear you. I mean, it was like, that's it. Like, oh, Doug couldn't. Way to go, Doug. Way to go, Scott. Matt on Twitter got very upset at the fan base for freaking out.
I am seeing so many of you Sacramento Kings fans losing your minds on social media over a coin flip. Really? A coin flip. A coin flip has you acting like a complete child, throwing a tantrum on social media because the Kings lost a coin flip. They still have the same odds at the top 4 pick. The Kings, maybe they have a little bit more of a likelihood of falling a little bit lower in the draft, but it really isn't worth freaking out about. After everything we've been through this season, a coin flip has you this bothered? Time for some of y'all to grow up.
And then he slapped the bench behind him. And I get it. Okay. I hadn't seen this part. And then,
stupid Jazz.
It was a bit. Then he took a bat to the bench behind him. So the bit was you guys are a bunch of children for freaking out. And then Matt freaked out. Okay, well done, Matt. That's That's well played. The thing is that a lot of people did freak out. Now, when we look back at the lottery starting last year, the team in the 5 spot last year moved up 2 places and picked number 3. The year before, they moved up 1 place. The year before that, they moved up 2 places. Then they moved down a place, up 2, down 2, down 3. I think the interesting thing there for me is that in every case, they moved. There's not one situation where that pick stayed the same. In fact, if I look at all the picks, looking at this graph, since they changed the lottery odds. The 5 pick on up, meaning the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chris over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so 7 times 5. That's 35 picks combined. Out of those 35 picks combined, 1 through 5 over 7 years, how many times combined did the pick stay the same? If you were in the 3 spot, you stayed at the 3 spot. How many out of 35 over 7 years?
I'll say 8.
8. Once. The team in the 2 spot, I don't know off the top of my head who it was. The team in the 2 spot in 2024 stayed the same. Every other scenario, the pick moved up or down. Here's something else interesting. That means if none of the picks stayed the same, and if you were in the number 1 spot, that means you moved down every single year. Last year, that pick moved down 4 spots. The year before, 4 spots.
The Washington Wizards was that 2020.
That was it? Okay. And was that Sarr or not? It was Sarr and the other big guy. Damn it. It was the top, Ricochet.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was, yeah. So the number 1 pick moved down 4 spots, 4 spots, 4 spots, 2, 1, 1, and 2. Every year, the number 1 pick, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 18 out of 7. The number 1 pick moves down an average of about 2.5 spots every draft. What's interesting, if you're into this stuff, because, by the way, the past trends mean absolutely nothing for this year. Just so you know, it doesn't mean anything. It's go either way. It doesn't matter.
It's like the numbers on the right next to the roulette.
Yes.
Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't matter. They're just there for eye candy. Just because green has hit 7 straight times. Wait. Just because red has hit 7 straight times.
Yeah, you can hit green.
That's fine. Doesn't mean it's going to hit an 8th. Anyways, the number 5 pick over the last, since the lottery odds changed, the number 5 pick has moved up 4 times. That's the most out of any of the top 5 picks. The most. And then the lower you get, the more likely it is you're going to stay the same. So again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 has moved every year but 1. What does that mean for the Kings? Well, I don't know. But simulating the lottery, which I will do right now on Tankathon, simulating the lottery for the very first time, now that we know the Sacramento Kings are in the 5th spot, I'm simulating and stop. The Sacramento Kings move up 2 spots and take Cameron Boozer, power forward, Duke.
Where'd the Jazz go?
The Utah Jazz move up 2 spots.
Oh.
They take Darren Peterson. So, by the way, if this happens, no one's going to focus on Cam Boozer. We're going to say, we got that Darren Peterson. That's 1. Kings move up 1. I'm just going to do this 5 times. Kings move up 1 and take Caleb Wilson on the second one. The 3rd time, Kings move up, take Caleb Wilson. The 4th time, Kings move down 1, take Darius Acuff Jr. And in the final one, this one's interesting. The Kings move up 3 spots. And according to this mock draft on Tankathon, which has had A.J. DeBonsa going number 1 in every other situation, I don't know. Chris, would you take this? The Kings move up to 2, and according to the mock draft on Tankathon, take A.J. DeBonsa with the 2nd pick. I'm assuming that's because, well, actually, I don't know why the hell that is, but I can tell you that one team moved up 7 spots to take the number 1 pick, and that's the Dallas Mavericks, who would have the 1 pick in this situation 2 years in a row, and it has them taking Darren Peterson instead of A.J. DeBonsa. Interesting. We just did a random simulation, and 4 of the 5 times the Sacramento Kings moved up in the draft. Well, here's the thing. And this is why the whole draft situation just sucks in a way. First, you have to do well in the lottery. You do well in the lottery, we moved up, okay, great. But you don't just have to do well in the lottery. You have to pick the right guy. Just remember, I'm old enough to remember once upon a time when the Sacramento Kings moved way up to number 2 in the draft. And they picked Marvin Bagley Jr. in a draft that has probably a minimum of 4 Hall of Famers. And there was probably a team that was very, very upset because they moved down or maybe stay the same. And they're sitting there like, oh, we have the 11 pick? This sucks. Who the hell are we going to get with the 11 pick? The guy who won MVP last year. And is up for it again this year. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And by the way, did you know that Shai is short for Shavonte? Shavonte Asian Gilgeous-Alexander. Which technically means his nickname is SGA, but really it should be Saga. S-A-G-A. Why did he choose SGA? Nobody says that. You could have called him Saga. Is that a better nickname than SGA? No, maybe not. It sounds like Saggy.
Maybe if you called him the Saga.
Oh, duh. What an idiot I am. I'm calling it Saga. I didn't. Why is this nickname Saga? That's such a great point. You've got multiple, like the Lord of the Rings saga, the Star Wars saga. What a great nickname. Why is he SGA and not Saga? The Saga. I need answers. Saga. Sega. That would actually be a great name if it was Shavonte Ephemius Gilgeous-Alexander. Because then every time he'd score, they'd play the Sega. We'll take a break. When we come back, Eastern Conference playoff highlights. Cavs and Raptors. That'd be the Craptors, right? That's what we would have done. And Knicks at Hawks. We'll get there next.
Will Russell Westbrook be back with the Kings next season?
Russell's always welcome with me. I love working with Russell Westbrook this year. I mean, obviously I've talked about Doug's leadership and his ability to help the young people, but a lot of that development doesn't happen without guys like Russell.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions require.
Attention Roseville residents. This just in. Keeping your vehicle well maintained doesn't just protect your car. It also protects your local waterways. This May, bring your used oil filter to a participating AutoZone location and receive a free new filter. Available every weekend in May. Recycle your used oil and filter the right way. For details and tips on proper oil and filter replacement, visit roseville.ca.us/oil. Funded in part by Cal Recycle. Limit 1 per customer. Maximum value is $9.99. Roseville residents only. Proof of residency is required at participating locations only.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder, thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration.
Thunder.
The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Declaration of Deal sales event?
There's no better time to upgrade to a new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab with some of the best fuel economy numbers in the segment. Right now, you can save up to $15,000 off MSRP and get 2.9% APR with no payments for 90 days.
Wow, that's savings on savings on savings.
The price of gas has people rethinking what they're driving, and Ram's up to 25 MPG is a win. Plus, thousands in savings with 2.9% interest. Now really is the best time to buy a new Ram truck.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings includes dealer discount and factory rebates. Discounts may include 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance on eligible trade, 1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of ownership, and 500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit. 2.9% financing for 72 months through Stellantis for well-qualified buyers. $15.15 per thousand borrowed. Deferred payments available on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Cannot be combined with certain incentives. Excludes Ram 1500 ROH and tungsten models. 25 MPG based on EPA published rating. See dealer for details.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports.
Jason Ross on his golf vacation. He'll be back on Monday. This is cool news that's just making the rounds. Joe Buck is closing in on a deal to host ESPN Jeopardy. Hey, fine with it. The program's expected to air on Hulu and Disney Plus. May also run on ABC and ESPN streaming platforms.
Haven't they tried this a few times?
They did. As a matter of fact, Sports Jeopardy previously aired on Crackle from 2014 through 2016 and was hosted by Dan Patrick. Here's how you this is a layup. It really is truly a layup, but you have to do it right. Run it on ESPN. Run it on ESPN sometime in the evening around the sports, and then run the replays on ESPN2 or the networks or whatever. Give it a nice spot. Don't put it on ABC or hide it on some streaming service out of nowhere, because if you put it on ABC, look, we've seen Jeopardy contestants before. We'll play it sometimes where it's like they go through a whole category of football and none of the nerds know what the hell the football question is. Go where the food is. Go to ESPN where you have, they've had Stump the Schwab. They've had that Sports Jeopardy before. People love sports trivia. And on top of that, it sounds like, and I don't know if this is true or not, it's just in the article that it's probably going to be more about the contestants will be ESPN personalities, celebrities, stuff like that. Now, here's the upside to that, as any Jeopardy viewer will attest to. Every year on Jeopardy, they have Celebrity Jeopardy. They have, I don't know if they call it high school or teen Jeopardy, one of the two. And I think there's one other that's very
College
simple.
Jeopardy.
College Jeopardy. The most accessible Jeopardies of the year. Those are the Jeopardies that have the lowest. Those are the ones where you're not going to get like, in the Dead Sea Scrolls, the third line refers to Homer's Odyssey, but in Latin. What is Ike, Oye, Muye? And someone will know it. And you're like, dude, who are you? They're the most accessible questions. And anyone who watches Jeopardy knows it's fun when you know the answers, when you're watching it with people especially. And that's a family. It's what, my wife and son and I watch Jeopardy darn near every night. And it's always fun through the years watching Mason get better and better at it. And then Melissa gets mad if I answer before Mason. And then I yell at her because I say I'm teaching him how to be a good Jeopardy player. Anyways. Set the screen.
What I'm not a fan of with Jeopardy now is they don't go like in order anymore.
Of the questions?
Yeah.
No, they daily double hunt, and it's annoying. I agree with you 100%.
I'll take words that start with W for 1,300.
100%. 100%. Dude, and the rule, the adjustment is super simple. They should just hire me like the Wolf in Pulp Fiction, go around and solve things like points per game in the NBA and this, because I can solve see, this goes back to the beginning. I can solve problems. In Jeopardy, you should have to go in order 100% until the final minute. You hear the little ding that there's 1 minute left, and then you can start money hunting. But up until the final minute, 200, 400, 600, depending on, single or double Jeopardy. And that's it. That's a very easy fix.
Because you need to get warmed up to get to the harder questions.
Yes. Yes. I don't want to sit there while, whatever nerd's hunting around and everyone knows those lower questions are harder than the upper ones. You got to warm your brain up a little. Really, you have to, it's not just warming up your brain, but sometimes they'll have categories. A question. Oh, okay, I get it. It's rhyme time. Okay, I got it. Or middle C is C is the central letter in the 4-letter or 5-letter word or whatever. Sports Jeopardy absolutely can work. I actually think there's a world where you can expand the Jeopardy franchise a lot more if you just do it correctly. Like
they already have pop.
They have pop.
Jeopardy.
They need to have music. I think you can do sports. Well, you can do regular Jeopardy, sports Jeopardy, pop Jeopardy, and then I think you can do music Jeopardy as well. That's what I think. Big fan of that, and good for you. Good for you, Joe Buck. Finally getting some cash in your pocket. I don't even want to know what they're going to pay him. The Atlanta Hawks took on the New York Knicks last night. I believe they say it's the greatest arena in the world. Sure. Here's OG Anunoby.
Finds Anunoby far corner, baseline drive around Johnson. Gets to the cup, hesitates, and slams it down as Alexander Walker flew by on the initial move. And the Knicks have an 11-point lead.
Here's more Anunoby in the fourth.
Bounce pass far corner, Anunoby for three. Good. OG Anunoby's second three-pointer perfectly timed to stop the run from the Hawks. It's a 9-point game.
CJ McCollum has had an interesting career, right? Like, the guy's just kind of a walking bucket, and I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. He's definitely a Hall of Gooder. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. But every once in a while, CJ McCollum, and let's take a look real quick. CJ McCollum, who was traded this year, I think it was this year to Atlanta, wasn't it? Yeah. He played, he was in Washington and then went over to Atlanta, played in 76 games this year. and averaged a combined 18.7 points a game. So, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. It's nothing to write home to mom about. But, man, last night, every once in a while, CJ McCollum goes on these heaters. And, by the way, he was 12 of 22, and he shot 30% from beyond the arc. He was 3 of 10. But the thing with CJ is he is the absolute NBA Jams you're on fire player. There's a handful in the NBA like that, and CJ is one of them. If that dude catches fire, he makes everything. He makes everything. What's incredibly interesting when you get into the Hawks numbers last night, their plus minus, which isn't always a reliable figure, the entire starting lineup was -1, -10, 0 for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and -15 for my guy Dyson Daniels. CJ McCollum was the only starter in pluses, and he was at +9. +9. And he took them ahead late in the game.
CJ drives into the corner. Baseline jumper. Good. CJ McCollum does it again. And the Hawks have taken the lead. 105-103. 30 seconds to go in this one.
They'll do it again.
Now CJ, 10 seconds on the 24. CJ McCollum, tricky dribbles. He drives to the basket. High off the glass and in. And the Hawks have taken the lead. Atlanta takes the lead. 101-100.
Final call here.
Knicks have the ball. They drive left side. Bridges. No good. And that's the game. And the Atlanta Hawks have won the game. The Atlanta Hawks have evened this series at 1 game apiece. An improbable victory. The Hawks were down all night. They couldn't rebound. They couldn't shoot. And all of a sudden they came in here and they quieted the loudmouth fans in New York. They shut them up.
Wow. Play-by-play guy smack. 107-106, 28-15. Atlanta over New York in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break. Top of the hour. More Eastern Conference playoffs to come, including the Cavs and Raptors, plus the Western Conference Nuggets versus Wolves. We've got our first big award in as well, and a lot more to get to. 3 for Madness coming up next. Speaking of New York, they're now one of 3 teams that have lost home court advantage. What does that mean? We've got some PGA news, and we'll take a look at early look, we'll say, not a full postmortem at those eliminated playoff teams. We'll talk about that next.
Visit SactownSports.com and join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Before the heat hits, call Brower Mechanical. Right now, when you purchase a new high-efficiency AC system, you can choose a water heater or a whole house fan for just $1, or get your AC professionally tuned up for just $89. Don't wait until your system breaks down during the heat. Brower Mechanical, where quality meets comfort. 916-352-3113. Residential and commercial HVAC sales and service. License number 1081055.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey.
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Welcome back. Shout out to our unbelievable Kings Entertainment team. And I know that they like suggestions probably about as much as we do for the show. But I hope, look, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Some might call it stealing. But I just saw during the break, maybe my favorite. We were talking yesterday about me trying to take baby races over to England. At first, them thinking I said baby racists. I meant baby races. Cleveland has this thing that they do. I'm assuming it's at halftime. Maybe it's during a timeout. It's called the Don't Blink Cam. They bring 3 contestants down on the floor, at least in this case, and they're just looking straight ahead with a camera in their face. And one of the entertainment crew has a leaf blower pointed right at them. And you hear the MC go 3, 2, 1. And then they turn the leaf blower on and just absolutely air dry the contestant. And the whole point is, how long can you keep your eyes open with this leaf blower in your face at full blast? And surprisingly, one guy kept his eyes open 9.2 seconds.
Is that the steampunk guy?
Yes. So I would love, this is a great idea and something that I would watch a lot of. So by all means, please steal that for next year. Also, reports are saying that Iowa State transfer Audie Crooks, she is, if you don't know who she is a college basketball player who she is big in every way, and just I love watching her. She just dominates, and I like it when people who may not look like the best athletes, kind of like Jokic, end up being phenomenal athletes, and she is one of them. According to reports, her going from, I think she was at Iowa State to Oklahoma State, got her a $1.4 million NIL payday. If that's true, that makes her the third highest paid women's basketball player in the world this year, behind only Asia Wilson and Aaliyah Boston. So, stay in school, kids. 3 for Madness. Question 1.
There are now 3 teams who have lost home court advantage in the playoffs: Detroit, New York, and Denver. Will any of them actually lose the series?
Interesting question. Yeah, we went from just the one over the weekend, and that was Orlando beating the Pistons, to now we've got 3. 3 that have lost home court advantage. We mentioned in the last segment that the Hawks came back and shocked the Knicks. This happened late last night.
The Timberwolves are going to even this series at a game apiece. Murray's heave from half court, no good. The Wolves stun this sellout crowd here at Ball Arena, and they come away with a 119-114 victory.
There was an interesting stat they showed during the game, too. Both the Nuggets and the Timberwolves had very similar stats, but also exactly the opposite. What do I mean by that? The Nuggets have been up 2-0 in a playoff series 8 times. They are 8-0 in the series they were up 2-0 in. The Timberwolves have been down 0-2 in a series 8 times as well. They're 0-8. So if you go by previous numbers, last night was a must-win for the Timberwolves, and they got it. Look, maybe I'm just dead wrong about Orlando the whole way. I'm not an Orlando fan necessarily of that team. Full credit to them for getting in through the play-in and then going into the 1 seed and beating Detroit. I can't imagine they're going to beat Detroit 3 more times. I think Detroit wins the series. And honestly, I could see Detroit taking the next 4. My prediction for the Detroit series is Detroit wins either 4-1 or 4-2. New York is interesting. Really for 2 reasons. Number 1, one of the knocks on Mike Brown has always been his late game adjustments or lack thereof. And this is Mike's first year in New York. There's a lot of pressure going on. And now all the pressure is on the Knicks. The Hawks are ahead of schedule. I think the Hawks and the Trailblazers are the 2 teams that they could lose their series and have the best feeling afterwards, because that you can tell they're on the right track. It's a little bit early, but they're definitely going in the right direction. Not so for the Knicks. And Atlanta is really, really improved. They finished 10 games above 500, 46-36. But much like Charlotte, who did not make the postseason, but again, obviously disappointing, but still, Charlotte seems to be on the right track. I imagine they're going into the offseason feeling very good. Here's the thing about the Hawks, even as much, if not more than Charlotte. The Hawks lost to Miami by 31 points on Friday, February 20th, a home game. They got blown off the floor by the Miami Heat, and they fell to 27-31. They finished the season 46-36. Simple math tells you they finished the year on a 19-5 run. A 19-5 run. And by the way, of those 5 losses, 3 of them happened in their final 4 games. To New York, Cleveland, and again, Miami in Miami. They were at Cleveland, at Miami, and they lost by 3 at home to New York. By the way, they lost by 6 to Cleveland. Did they take their foot off the gas? What happened? I don't know. In that final game, Buddy Hield actually led the team. Yes, Buddy Hield is in Atlanta. Buddy Hield had 31 points in that game. So I think that loss of which they got beat by 26 points this time by Miami. Pretty sure foot was off the gas for that one. Do not underestimate, at your own risk, I should say, underestimate the Hawks. By the way, in that run where they were 27-31, at one point they were 45-33. Which means they were on an 18-2 run. So, yeah, I think the Hawks could win this series. I don't know that I would bet that they will, but I think that they will. And then Denver, Minnesota is a freaking coin flip, dude. That is a coin flip. That not only is that a coin flip, but we officially have the playoffs because there's a lot of smack talking going on. A lot of smack talking going on. None bigger than Jaden McDaniels of the Timberwolves, who said the following. Sorry for the audio, but you'll be able to hear him. This was him talking about the Denver defense.
Go out to Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, the whole team. Like, just go at them.
They're all bad defenders?
Yeah, they're all bad defenders.
So just to consider that too. It feels like you guys constantly react.
Yeah, just they don't got people that could defend the rim, and if he is there, we still more athletic than them, and just got to be able to finish when we do.
Is there a discipline involved in just staying in that attack mode?
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, just sometimes you gotta know when to attack and when the right moments, and just if it's your time to shoot it or pass it. But either way, if you just break the paint, you're gonna have a shot, or someone else is gonna be open.
They're all bad defenders, and he called them out by name, including Aaron Gordon, who, by the way, is not a bad defender. I'm really split on Jaden McDaniels here. Because on one hand, and we talked about this yesterday, we always want the soundbite. We always want the players to give us the soundbite. We don't like the cookie cutter answers. We want to hear the personality. And Jaden McDaniels gave about as honest an answer as you could ask for. But here's the other side of that. Maybe a little selfish and maybe a little stupid. You just called out all of the Nuggets for playing terrible defense. And you called out some of those guys. You used their name. Now, hey, man, if you follow through and you win the series and you expose them for being bad defenders, super fair play on you. But you just gave them bulletin board material. And despite what people will sometimes say, bulletin board material is real. It's a real thing. So now you have that entire Denver team wanting to shut him up, especially defensively, which now hangs his entire team out to dry. How about this? Why not just not say anything? Keep your hand close to the vest. And then if you beat them, then come out and drop that quote. Because you just gave them, at minimum, another 3 games to be fired up at you. I don't think that's smart. I love it. It's going to make for a better series. It's going to make for a more entertaining series. As a fan, I love it. And as a radio host, I love it. It gives us something to talk about. But I don't think that's smart from a player point of view. And honestly, if I was a Minnesota fan, like if one of our Kings did that in the same situation, yes, I know in the playoffs, I wouldn't be happy. Don't give them bulletin board. Don't give them any sort of an edge. Don't give them anything. Just go out there and do your job. Let the play do the talking. And then if you're going to drop that at the end. My opinion, I could be wrong. I've never played in the playoffs. Question 2.
Question 2.
The PGA announced that they are now booting both Hawaii tournaments off the traditional beginning of the golf year. Do you care?
I do care, but I'll tell you why. Because that'd be weird if I said I do care and then we just moved on. So we're talking about the Century and we're talking about the Tournament of Champions. So usually first tournament of the year, Kapalua. Every only winners from the previous year are invited. So that means the field is smaller, but still you got all the winners. At least all the winners that play. So you've got a smaller field. It goes quicker. And then you have the follow-up tournament the next week. Everybody stays in Hawaii. And there are people that will go over there, and it's a golf trip. You go to one island, and you watch that, and then you go to the other island, you watch that. It's 2 weeks in Hawaii. See you later. But I care. I've never done that. I probably never will. Well, now I won't. But here's why I care as a golf fan. I love those tournaments. Why do I love those tournaments? First off, the courses, especially Kapalua, are absolutely gorgeous. Secondly, I've talked before a lot about PGA programming, golf programming, how they speak, who it's designed for, how they get you to fall asleep on the couch on Sunday. I live in California, and there's something about the first couple weeks of January when you're dead in the middle of winter and you turn on the TV on Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday afternoons, and you're watching Hawaii. All the sound, the music they come back with, that Hawaiian, whatever that guitar is, it goes, meow, you know what I'm talking about. Like all the Hawaii stuff, the flowers, some guy water skiing or snorkeling. And, it's kind of like a little vacation from your couch. I like watching that. It's kind of like part of the Masters. Masters is a great tournament, but so much of the Masters is also the flowers and how you imagine the golf course smells when it's blooming and walking the course and the way everything looks. It's a very visually appealing thing to watch, and we underestimate that. Those Hawaii tournaments are very visually appealing, and I can only imagine for somebody in Minnesota, Nebraska, New York, Oklahoma in January where it's actually cold and snowy. You're getting a little trip to Hawaii from your couch or from your padded chair that's in the middle of the living room that doesn't match any of the other furniture, but it matches your butt cheeks. It's your chair, the dad chair, or the mom chair. I love those tournaments. It's great viewing. I'll take watching those tournaments, no offense, over the, Poland Weed Eater or the Valero Open or whatever the hell it is in random Texas. No offense. I'm just saying I'd rather watch golf in Hawaii than golf in Texas. So I hope the PGA figures it out. I really, really do. Also, speaking of, one quick note, rumors are Bryson DeChambeau, whose contract is coming up with the LIV Golf Tour, is asking for $500 million to stay, with the idea that that's probably not going to happen. And one of the considerations for Bryson is that maybe, your mic's on, maybe, Chris sniffed, maybe he's willing to just do his YouTube content throughout the year and play in the four majors. That's kind of his own tour. He's having a bit of a PR issue again right now. He fired his PR team, reportedly, and he's had some meltdowns lately, most notably the week after the Masters. Be very interesting because, again, he is the crown jewel of the LIV Tour right now. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Question 3.
Of the 4 eliminated play-in teams, who has the brightest future and who's in the most trouble?
All right, so who are the teams we're talking about here? Talking about the Warriors? I don't feel comfortable doing that. As much as I enjoy it, and I admittedly really enjoy it, I can't overcome the thing where it's like, I mean, it is funny, but also like glass houses. Like, I'd switch recent histories with the Warriors. I gladly would take those titles.
Yeah, but the fall down.
Yes, it's actually
is way worse than our fall down.
Yeah, shout out to the guy that yelled at me earlier this year. He brought a tweet back up from when we beat them in the play-in and sent them home, and I said the Kings have ended the Warriors dynasty. It's officially over. And then he he just, have you? They're going to make a play with Jimmy Butler. They make a play. You're full of garbage. Well, not only is the dynasty, hasn't been over, and the Kings did it, in my opinion, now it really sounds like, and maybe this is a false alarm, but I think this is the closest we've come to Steve Kerr leaving. As a matter of fact, reports are that if Steve Kerr does not return, the Warriors will pursue Florida head coach Todd Golden. Apparently, the ownership, the Lacob family, has a, quote, relationship with Golden, who coached at the University of San Francisco for 3 seasons before leaving for Gainesville. And by the way, that's always important when ownership has a relationship with the coach. It's absolutely why Todd Golden might be a great coach, but ownership having a previous relationship with the coach is definitely not one of the reasons to hire him. Draymond Green. This is why I really think it actually might happen, because I don't think he says this if he doesn't think it's true. He thinks this might be curtains for Steve Kerr.
I've never been so uncertain since early in my career on what happens next, but I'm truly at a loss now because you just don't know what direction will be what. Steph, myself, Steve shared a moment in what could be our last time playing with Steve as our coach. I'm happy we got to share that moment, and he didn't miss the moment. It was a big deal. I hope he's our coach next year. You want my opinion? And I think not. Just because it just feels like that. It felt like that was it. I also hope I'm on this team next year. We also don't know that. And man, if it was, what a run it's been. So lucky to have had for 12 years Steve as my coach. We shall see. I don't know. Just got to stay ready for whatever it is and roll with the punches.
So even he admits he's not sure. But you got to wonder. If Steve Kerr goes, we saw this before once with the last real dynasty. Well, okay, the Spurs were the last dynasty, but the Bulls before that. And they all, Jordan, Pippen, Phil Jackson, they broke apart quickly. What?
You're forgetting one.
Jordan, Pippen.
You're forgetting another dynasty.
The Lakers?
Yeah.
Kind of. Dave loves L.A. Yeah. Dave loves it. They were dynastic.
It was great in that Jerry West documentary, how they gave him the 2 championships that the Lakers won when he was in Memphis.
I know.
Well, to be fair, he did give them Gasol.
Yeah. Which, by the way, at the time, a lot of people did not like that trade. Thought they got screwed. I think first off, the Warriors are in a terrible spot. They really are. The Warriors are in one of the worst spots in the NBA. Oh, well, what are you talking about, Dave? They've got stuff and they, this and that. And,
I paid my taxes.
Okay, but they're in a bad spot because they're going to have to make some incredibly tough decisions because this is not a championship team. There's no chance it's a championship team. And they have the 3rd highest payroll in the league this year. $208 million. And what's even more interesting is you got Steph next year making 62, Jimmy Butler making 57, Porzingis is out of contract, Draymond as a player option for 28, and that's your big paydays right there. I don't think you could talk about Podziemski and Moses Moody and Kuminga's gone. I don't know that they have any, I don't see that team with some great youth coming up. Now, Kerr leaves. What do you do with Draymond? What do you do with Steph? What do you do with Jimmy Butler? I don't know that Jimmy Butler has any value right now. Remember when there were Kings fans wanting to acquire Jimmy Butler? This was the worry. This was the worry right here. Jimmy's just sitting there, can't stay healthy, getting older, and making $57 million. That's a bullet dodged. My biggest question with the Warriors is, what do you do with Steph? Because does Steph Curry want to go? On one hand, you want Steph to finish his career with the Warriors. On the other hand, does Steph Curry want to go through a rebuild? Does Steph Curry want to play, just languish on some 30, 40 win teams for the remainder of his career? I mean, really, if you're a Warrior fan, I'm honestly curious which you'd rather do. It's not like Steph is, terrible either. Averaged damn near 27 points this year, but he only played in 46 games. He's 38 years old. Just turned 38 in March. So you go into next year, he's going to be 38, 39, and I don't think we're dealing with a LeBron situation here, although we're close. But it's just so much of Steph's game involves his speed and that quick twitch and his ability to get open. Whereas LeBron is just a damn moose and can overpower you. But you're still looking at a guy that shot 47, 40, and 92. It's not like he's just chucking. He's incredibly efficient. But if you're the Warriors, don't you kind of just, Steph, thanks for everything, shake hands, part ways, and then send him to Charlotte or something to finish his career? Let him get a chance. I think Charlotte would be incredibly interesting, and obviously the Curry family have massive ties there. And they're an up-and-coming team. You put LaMelo Ball and Steph Curry in the backcourt, look out. That would be interesting. Or do you just hold on to him? I don't see them just doing a quick flip and being a championship contender in a year. And by the way, even if they did, he's 38, 39 now. It takes you 2 years, which is tremendous. He's 40. So I think the Warriors, if Steve Kerr leaves, I think that might be a domino. That might be a domino. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have our first big NBA award, and it's absolutely no surprise, much like this person was dominant during the year. Hey, look, Erling Haaland with a goal there, Chris. Much like he was dominant during the year, he was dominant in the voting as well. We'll talk about that next.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, did you hear about that multi-billion-dollar Roundup settlement?
Yeah, it impacts people who are exposed to weed killers at work or at home, even if you just used it in your own yard. Lawsuits claim it causes non-Hodgkin lymphoma, a blood cancer.
But we're not sick, so that doesn't affect us.
But it does. This cancer can take 10 to 15 years to show up.
That's a long time after exposure.
It is, and that's why the settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you get sick, even years from now, you could get $6,000 to $165,000 or more as part of this settlement.
So what's the catch?
If you stay in, you give up the right to sue them later.
Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 1-888-403-8201. If you or a loved one has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, even if they've passed, you must register for benefits. That's weedkillerclass.com. 1-888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me about the Declaration of Deals sales event.
Right now, you can save up to $14,500 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties, and take advantage of available 5.9% financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days on select inventory.
Now that's the kind of savings we need with gas prices so high.
It's true. Plus, Ram has some of the best fuel EPA ratings in the segment. And with over 500 new Rams available, your new hard-to-find heavy-duty Ram is at Hoblet. Don't miss your chance to save with Hoblet Dodge and Woodland.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Limited Longhorn after 1,500 factory rebates and 13,000 dealer discounts. Discounts include 1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and 500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit. One of this net savings, VIN 152135. See dealer for details.
Did the 2025 rookie class prove itself to be the greatest in Sacramento Kings history?
We drafted a kid that's 42nd, and if you did the draft again, he goes in the top 5 probably. Then you got a kid in Neek who, towards the end of the season, I was like, oh boy, DP, and then Dylan. He wasn't even drafted. So I don't know that we've seen a draft class like this here.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140. The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Victor Wembanyama, absolutely no surprise, wins Defensive Player of the Year. He just turned 22 in January. 7'4". He could receive a possible 100 first place votes. He received 100 first place votes. First time ever. It was unanimous. First time for San Antonio since Kawhi Leonard won it back-to-back. Chet Holmgren finished second with 239 total points. By the way, 5 points for a first-place vote. So Wembanyama had 500 points. Holmgren, 239. Ausar Thompson, those were the 3 finalists at 60. Rudy Gobert finished 4th. And listen, man, I don't, Rudy Gobert is Rudy Gobert. But in no world is he the 4th best defender in the league. And I mean that as in he got snubbed. And that mattered to him yesterday. And he mentioned that it mattered to him yesterday. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Scotty Barnes got in there as well. And you may remember after Draymond Green put Kawhi Leonard in a jail cell in the 4th quarter, he mentioned the Defensive Player of the Year and wanting to be all defense. He appears in others receiving votes, along with Bam Adebayo and Jalen Duren. There were at least 10 guys ahead of Draymond Green, which does not bode well. Also, by the way, there's no world in which Draymond Green is not a top 10 defender. So I don't know what these guys are looking at. That's no offense to some of these other guys, Scotty Barnes, Derek White, OG Anunoby, Dyson Daniels, Amen Thompson. It's got to be the first time, by the way, that 2 brothers, twins as a matter of fact, have finished in the top 7 in Defensive Player of the Year voting, but that did happen. What is interesting to me about this, he's the first ever player to win the Defensive Player of the Year unanimously. Victor Wembanyama is. If basketball truly is a two-way sport, there are 2 things you are trying to do as a team and as a player. Number 1, you have to put the ball in the basket. You score points, and if you have more points at the end of the game, you win the game. It's very basic. The other half is you are trying to prevent the other team from scoring points. Because if they score less than you, you also win the ball game. So if defense is half the battle, and Victor Wembanyama, and this is how I would think as an MVP voter, and Victor Wembanyama is that dominant defensively. And there's other metrics out there as well that show that when he's on the floor, even the best offenses are mediocre at best. Then how is he not your MVP? In what world, and I'm a Jokic guy, big Jokic guy, I think what he's doing is ridiculous right now. It would be ridiculous for anyone, but it's especially ridiculous for a man of his size. How could anyone else be the MVP? And I'll say it again. I think if you believe the odds, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win the MVP again. And if I had an MVP ballot, I would put him third. Nikola Jokic is averaging, I'm rounding up here, basically 28 points, 13 boards, and just under 11 assists a game. Also, by the way, he has the same steals per game as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 1.4. Shai led the league, I think, 2 years ago, maybe even last year. When you look at offensive numbers, it really is Shai versus Nikola Jokic. Now Wembanyama has 3.1 blocks. Jokic and Alexander both have 0.8. So, defense. When you get into the analytics, value over replacement player, it goes Jokic at 9.2, Shai at 7.8, followed by Wembanyama at 6. But those numbers tend to have some noise that shifts onto the offensive side. What player has meant the most? What player has meant the most to their team, which is another part of the computation? Their numbers, where their team is at, how valuable are they? Well, last year, Victor Wembanyama played 46 games. This year, Victor Wembanyama played in 64. Last year, the San Antonio Spurs were 34-48. This year, the San Antonio Spurs were 62-20. That is a 28-win improvement. How crazy is that? How crazy is a 28-win improvement? 8 teams in the NBA didn't have 28 wins. As a matter of fact, they didn't have 27 wins. The Pelicans and the Mavericks were 26-56. The Kings had 22 wins. The Spurs improved by more games than 8 teams in the NBA won out of 82. Now, I think De'Aaron Fox is underrated in that mathematic. Grabbing De'Aaron Fox certainly helped them. But it's Wembanyama. It's Wembanyama. It's another year of Stephon Castle developing. It's Harper. But it's Wembanyama. If you take Wembanyama out of that situation, you take Wembanyama off of his team, Shai off of his team, I'll tell you this much. I think the team that would fall the least, if you took those guys off, would be OKC. And he's probably going to win the MVP. The Oklahoma City Thunder were 8-5 without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this year. 8-5. Interesting. So congratulations. And there's a lot more to come. We still have MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved. Somebody brought up a interesting question. Should they change Executive of the Year to Most Improved Team? Most Improved Team Award. Because that really is kind of what it is, isn't it? We'll take a break. We still got a lot to come for you. We're going to go around the diamond next. A's start their series in Seattle. Hey, bad news for the Dodgers.
Gross.
Who open up tonight in San Francisco against Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it. No, well, actually, I don't love this. I don't like injuries. We still got to get to the Western Conference playoffs, including last night's upset by the Wolves. Also, we're not done talking about the Kings losing the coin toss, if you will. But right now, we will take the... hey, how about, since we mentioned De'Aaron Fox, and honor him when he was here, the fifth caller at 1-800.
He's number 4.
Was he 4?
He's 4 in San Antonio.
No, I was saying when he was here.
He's 5 here.
Yeah, Fox 4's 5. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, Fox 4.
Fox 4, 5? Fox 6, 7? We got a pair of tickets to see the A's and the Royals at Sutter Health Park. That's a week from today. That's next Tuesday. First pitch, 6:40. Step into, I'm just going to read what it says here. Step into a Royal matchup. As the you think when Kansas City visits Sacramento, they go out to dinner with the Kings since they used to be the Royals and they used to be in Kansas City? Step into a Royal matchup as the Kansas Cities make their way to Sacramento. Finish April strong with 3 nights of weekday baseball, crown-worthy action. Go to athletics.com/tickets to secure your seats. By the way, you can see Bobby Witt Jr. up close in person as well. Fifth caller, 1-800-920-1140. We'll get you A's tickets. We will return going around the diamond next.
NFL Draft Week is here. Will Fernando Mendoza become the next franchise QB for the Raiders? With Trent Williams locked down, can the 49ers add more defensive help to support Brock Purdy? It all starts Thursday night in Pittsburgh. Stay locked into Sactown Sports 1140 at SactownSports.com for the latest news from around the NFL. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey there, Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip, and with it, here's Mark Hoffman.
Fuel surcharges are the current fad. They're popping up everywhere due to the Iran situation, but are they legal? Is it okay to add a surcharge to a ticket after it's already been purchased? We took a close look at the airline's contract of carriage, which is basically their contract with you. When you buy a ticket, you agree to the contract of carriage. In those contracts is wording that gives the airlines that right to raise fare and to add surcharges. It appears those surcharges can be added retroactively, but fortunately most carriers prefer just to raise prices. The Iran situation is being absorbed by modest fare increases and a hike in baggage fees. So yes, they can raise prices and add surcharges. My wisdom, if you're considering buying a ticket and traveling sometime in the next few months, you might do your airfare homework now.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler. Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports. When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
All right, according to many, many, many sources, Billy Donovan is stepping down as Chicago Bulls head coach. You may remember that, I forget his name, whoever Jerry Reinsdorf's kid is, who's running the show now. He had said that whoever the new GM is has to be willing and excited, basically, about working with Billy Donovan. As always, great idea when, owners make those kinds of proclamations. Well, moot point now. And by the way, it's not mute point, it's moot point. Kind of a pet peeve. Because no Billy Donovan. He is stepping down. He's done. That now creates 3 coaching openings. New Orleans, Milwaukee, and now Chicago.
So that makes Doug Christie the 22nd longest tenured head coach in the NBA.
Rising up the chain. How long do you think Doug would have to be coach? Seriously, like if you had to bet, how long do you think Doug would have to be coach of this team to make it to the top 5?
Oh, man. It might be like 5 years.
Let me just take a look. Let's assume, for the sake of argument here, that Steve Kerr is going to leave. Okay. You have Daniel in Oklahoma City, Michael Johnson in the Spurs, J.B. Bickerstaff with the Pistons, Mazzulla with the Celtics. I'm not counting Adelman with the Nuggets. I'm not counting Redick with the Lakers. Not counting Brown with the Knicks. Trying to think. Spoelstra with the Heat. Everyone else is pretty much consistently on the hot seat. Maybe Carlisle with Indiana. Fernandez just signed an extension. Jordy Fernandez did. We'll get to that next. I think if Doug was coach of the Kings in 5 seasons, this coming season and 4 more after that, I think he's a top 5 longest tenured head coach, which is crazy to think about. No more Billy Donovan. Does he go back to college? Does he go to Milwaukee or New Orleans or a yet to be determined? You got to think of the teams in the playoffs. At least one of those coaches is going. Usually always happens that way. Does he go to the broadcast booth, take time off? Does he come to Sacramento as an assistant? And now you got guys like Billy Donovan, Tom Thibodeau, and what's his face? Who was the guy in Milwaukee? The one who won the championship, Budenholzer. You know the one I always wonder, we don't hear about from anymore, but I always kind of hoped would get back in, Dave Yeager. I still think he's an incredibly talented coach. I think he's an incredibly talented coach who went through some tough times, both with the Kings and personally, but just knows his stuff. He's currently an assistant with the Bucks. And he's only 52, which is relatively young for a head coach. I wonder if he's been through cancer. I wonder if he will even get a sniff.
What's weird, it almost seems like head coaching experience almost hurts your chances now.
It kind of does.
Like a lot of the owners want the new guy.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody wants, that's kind of the trend now. You want the young up-and-comer. Everybody wants the next Brad Stevens or Joe Mazzulla. Mark Daniel works his way through the G League. I don't know that I hate that.
You got a podcaster in L.A.
That is true. Well, when you look at, let's see, like Mike Brown, Spoelstra, I don't know, would you throw Quinn Snyder in there? But really, like, God, who is the oldest coach in the NBA? Trying to think. It can't be. Is there a coach that's over 65? I mean, with Popovich out, Thibodeau was 67. But with Doc Rivers gone now, Popovich gone, I don't. I'm trying to think. Oh, Carlisle's 65. Okay, so Rick Carlisle, Billy Donovan. So Billy Donovan.
I'm reading the same thing you are.
Yeah, Billy Donovan. The three of the four oldest coaches in the NBA. The second oldest, Doc Rivers. The third oldest, Billy Donovan. The fourth oldest, also at 59, Steve Kerr. Two of those guys are gone. It sounds like Kerr is leaving, which would give Carlisle a 7-year head start on Quinn Snyder. He's not going anywhere with the Hawks anytime soon. Carlisle's not going anywhere. Atkinson and Nick Nurse are 57. Wow. Who'd have thought this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, hold on a second. First, let's say Kerr's gone. So 2, 3, 4. Doug Christie, if Steve Kerr leaves, will be the 6th oldest head coach in the NBA. That's crazy. He's a year older than Eric Spoelstra. You should kind of text him that, dude.
You could probably get away with that.
You could get away with that more than me. I'm tweeting it. If Steve Kerr leaves, that would make... I love this. That would make Doug Christie, what'd I say, the 5th oldest? Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 6th oldest. Wow. I always think of Doug as like a young coach. That's kind of blowing my mind right now a little bit. I got to be honest. Doug Christie, the 6th oldest coach in the NBA. But now on the other hand, I mean, there is kind of a sweet spot here. It's probably around 50, maybe 48. There are 15 coaches, well, there were, that were 47 years old. There are 30 teams in the NBA that were 47 or older. Ime Udoka is 47. He's the 15th. He's right in the middle. But then when you go all the way up, is that right? Joe Mazzulla is still the youngest head coach? 36. Wow. He's 36 years old with a 182-64 record. I feel like maybe this is outdated. Why do I feel like that's not right? Will Hardy second at 37, followed by Mitch Johnson at 38, Mark Daigneault at 40, tied with J.J. Redick, Charles Lee, and Jordan Ott of the Suns. What's interesting about that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 7 youngest coaches were at least in the play-in. In fact, the only one that wasn't was Will Hardy of the Jazz. And by the way, the 2 best records in the league belong to OKC and San Antonio. That's the 3rd and 4th youngest coaches in the league. And by the way, J.B. Bickerstaff is the 12th youngest at 46. But Doug Christie is the 6th oldest coach in the NBA. A's won last night. They went up to Seattle, took care of business. And with the idle Texas Rangers, that means your, whatever we call them, Athletics, are in sole possession of first place in the AL West and the only team in the AL West above 500. A's will play, and we'll get to this in What's on Tap or What's on Deck. The A's will play Game 2 tonight against Seattle at 6:40. Giants open against the Dodgers tonight. Roop versus Yamamoto. That's a battle of a couple of low 2 ERAs. 2.38 for Roop and 2.10 for Yamamoto. By the way, the Dodgers found out that they are losing super closer Edwin Diaz in his first year over from the Mets until at least the second half of the season. He's going to have surgery to, I believe the quote was, remove loose bodies from his elbow. That sounds daunting. In case you're wondering, by the way, the Rangers host the 13-9 Pirates tonight. That starts at 5:05. We'll take a break. When we come back, Western Conference playoffs. We'll run through that game. Nuggets, Wolves, and the Kings lose the sort of coin toss. We'll get your reactions. Is it over? Was losing, has it been proven to not work now? How disappointed are you? Are you still a fan? Yeah, we'll talk about it all next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Paul George went up and caught the ball.
Touchdown! The 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices. As a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyer's Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to goodrx.com/weight-loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
We are fortunate in Northern California to have weather that allows us to play golf year-round. On the other hand, that's a lot of time to be exposed to the sun's harmful rays, so just remember to apply the sunscreen. Experts say that SPF 30 blocks 97% of the UVB rays that cause sunburn, and you should apply sunscreen at least every 2 hours. So put it on before you play and reapply at the turn. Apply it evenly and thoroughly. When you use a spray, don't step into the spray because you won't be putting it on evenly. We all tend to get our arms, legs, and face, but make sure you apply to your ears, neck, hands, and scalp, and don't forget the backs of your knees. And make sure you check the expiration date. Experts also say the sunscreen that works is the sunscreen that you actually are going to put on your skin. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
There must be something in the air. We got more coaching-related breaking news. This is a little bit different. Mike Tomlin. That didn't take long. He's coming back to football. Sort of. He will join NBC. Sunday night, football night in America. Apparently, he's been, and he has been, eyed by a lot of TV execs over the last couple of years. I imagine he will be getting paid around the same he was to coach, if not more. Rodney Harrison, Jack Collinsworth, and Chris Sims, their roles are in question. As of now, he will join Maria Taylor, ex-Cowboys coach Jason Garrett, and assuming they re-sign him, Devin McCourty, which they're expected to bring him back. On the set. There is a rumor that the broadcast will hit the road full-time, all of them. And Tomlin has been the number one target for a couple of different networks, including Fox, who was originally viewed as the favorite because he has a close relationship with their NFL insider, Jay Glazer. And the network still has to replace retired Jimmy Johnson. So anyways, and that's Andrew Marchand with the Athletic with that news. So Mike Tomlin on your TVs. Sundays again. Denver hosted the Timberwolves yesterday. By the way, Jason Ross on vacation. He will be back next Monday. We'll get to the fourth quarter here. Here's an assist from Nikola Jokic.
Here comes Jokic, left side over to Christian Brown. Puts it on the floor, gets down the lane and dunked it home with two hands. Denver back in the lead by 3. We're over halfway home now.
Not a typical great game for Jokic. I mean, look, he had 24, 15, and 8. That's a hell of a game. 8 of 20 from the field, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. That's very un-Jokic-like, but Rudy Gobert, who said he was a little bit motivated by finishing 4th in the Defensive Player of the Year awards, had been doing great work on him, on Jokic, throughout the night. In many cases, covering him one-on-one. Jokic took out some of that frustration on Gobert in the 4th.
Jokic puts it on the floor. He's inside the arc. Gets down the lane, and he threw it home. They got fouled. Right on Rudy's head. Denver's down by 2, 115 to 113.
But it was Minnesota. We'll go to their part of the fourth quarter. And Dante DiVincenzo, the former Sacramento King, with a clutch three-pointer.
DiVincenzo, deep 3 at the angle. DiVincenzo knocks down the biggest shot of the night. 4-point lead with 1:04 left to play.
Here he is with a dunk.
Rebound, Dante's got it. DiVincenzo off to Randall, into the front court, back to Dante, to the cup. He'll jam it for 2. He'll seal the game 2 win.
I was talking about this with Melissa and Mason last night. Wonder what for Kings fans, what is the team in the playoffs we're rooting for when it comes to ex-Kings? And here's your categories, and I think I'll get them all. So you got the Knicks and Mike Brown. You have the Cavs, and that would be Keon Ellis and I guess Dennis Schroeder. You have the Spurs with De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes.
Fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
I guess if I'm going to include Dennis Schroeder, I should also include DiVincenzo with Mike Brown. Right? I mean, didn't DiVincenzo play for the Kings more than Schroeder?
Yeah, but he played for the Warriors more than he played for the Kings.
I'm sure there are other teams that have ex-Kings. I just don't know that we're really missing any. I don't think we're missing any major ones. So it really comes down to, I think, New York, Cleveland, or San Antonio. Now, let me just start out, by the way, because I know where a lot of you are going. For me personally, Cleveland's the first team out.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not rooting for James Harden.
They've got a top 5 favorite King for me.
Who? Keon?
No.
Who?
Schroeder.
Oh, Schroeder's a top 5 favorite King? Really?
Yeah.
Schroeder is. Wait, why? Is there?
You remember what big thing he did for the Kings this year?
I knew there was a Chris thing. Yes, where he allegedly slapped Luka Doncic.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
He said on Instagram there's no alleged about it.
All right, so we both agree Cleveland.
Which is a wild thing to do.
It really is. Honestly, it really. One of the more underrated parts of the NBA.
Like your
season.
agent is like, do not say anything to anybody.
Mm-hmm. And Dennis is like, nope, I slapped him. You're all going to know I slapped him. So it really comes down to Mike Brown or San Antonio. Now, I think I'm pretty sure if I put that out as a poll, I'm going to guess 70% or higher would say New York.
Really?
I don't think Kings fans, especially on social media, want, maybe because it's an anonymous poll, but I think most Kings fans, like, the hurt is still too much there and would keep them from rooting for De'Aaron Fox. And I don't think they feel strongly enough about Harrison Barnes to let that overcome. But I think I would rather see the Spurs win the title than the Knicks, even if they didn't. Like, take Kings off of it. I'd rather see the Spurs win than the Knicks, which I probably...
if you took the Kings off of the Spurs, they would still probably win a championship.
Yeah, maybe. I do think De'Aaron's contribution's been a little underrated. Oh, I forgot Davion Mitchell.
Yes.
Okay. It's like gang wars. I don't root for any of them anymore because they don't play for us. Once they leave and they no longer wear the purple and black, they can kiss my butt. They're irrelevant to my team and what we're doing.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That must be a young Kings fan.
Oh, Kevin Huerter on the Pistons. Okay, that's sneaky. I wouldn't mind. I would enjoy seeing him win a title. Nimi Keita on the Celtics. One guy texted, it's our angry texter, says, I'm rooting for Buddy and the Hawks. You're the one. Yeah, I'm probably pretty openly rooting for the Spurs. I don't think that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that would be tremendously popular. Mike Brown was getting some crap about not using timeout yesterday. Here's the Q&A on that.
Would you have used the timeout if you had had it?
You know what? I usually like to go so they can't put in their best defenders and all that other stuff. 5 to 7 seconds is close. It would have been by gut feel, but there is a chance I could have taken a timeout. And then if I had one, and then there's a chance I wouldn't have. I thought it was a good shot. Mikal got up the floor. I thought he got to his spot. He was a little off balance. But I don't think the shot was under a ton of duress. You know, that's shots that he's hit for us in the past.
Hopping back and forth here. Back to the Nuggets and Timberwolves. I played this earlier. This is T-Wolves player Jaden McDaniels talking very matter-of-factly about the Nuggets and their lack of defense. And apologies for the question part of the audio. You'll be able to hear him okay, I think. And by that, I mean you'll be able to hear him if I unmute it. And here we go.
Go out to Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, the whole team. Like, just go at them.
They're all bad defenders.
Yeah, they're all bad defenders.
So just to consider that too. It feels like you guys constantly react.
Yeah, just they don't got people that could defend the rim, and if he is there, we still more athletic than them, and just got to be able to finish when we do.
Is there a discipline involved in just staying in that attack mode?
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, just sometimes you gotta know when to attack and when the right moments, and just if it's your time to shoot it or pass it. But either way, if you just break the paint, you're going to have a shot or someone else is going to be open.
Awesome. Thanks, Jaden.
Bulletin board material.
Doesn't that sound like something Ron Artest would say back in the day?
Yes. The thing is, Ron could get away with it, though, because he was Ron Artest. He'd say it. And to be honest with you, a lot of times, he would say it to pump himself up. I think Ron very much liked putting himself out there and putting himself on record because it helped him. That's what he did when he said they guaranteed the Kings to make the playoffs in those Bonzi Wellesley years, that 1 year. And it worked.
Thank you to Whitey Gleason for giving us the SI.com story about 11 Kings to watch in the playoffs. I think he would be more of a Nuggets guy than a Spurs guy.
Really? Jonas. And is that it? Just Jonas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to say it because it's going to get people mad at me. There's a reason why I tend to lean towards first off, the Spurs are not where they're at without Victor Wembanyama. Super hot take by Carmichael Dave. But I think people kind of forget, they act like the Spurs just got the number one pick and got Victor Wembanyama, and that's all they did, and off to the races. That's not what happened. Yes, that is by far the biggest piece of what they're doing. They also got Stephon Castle in the draft. They also got Harper in the draft. They got Harrison Barnes, who started for them the last couple years. And they got an unprotected Kings pick swap out of it. That's still, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget that. Because that is going to haunt us. That's right around when Wemby's probably going to win his second or third straight title. And God forbid the Kings haven't figured it out by then. That's going to be real pain. They got an unprotected pick swap from the Kings with Harrison Barnes so that they could create cap space to sign DeMar DeRozan. Yes, the Fox trade was terrible. That's a really underrated, terrible trade right there. And by the way, in the end, again, if the Kings suck, I think it's 2031? If they suck in 2031, which let's just be honest, I hope that's not the case, but odds say they will, just because, it's the Kings. That's real pain, dude. Imagine sports radio of that year. Kings are terrible, knowing that the Spurs are going to swap with them at the end of the year after winning probably a title, probably having the best record in the league. And, and that, by the way, and that is when the Kings will win the lottery. And I'm trying to think here. Giannis Antetokounmpo Jr. will be the top pick in the draft. They got Devin Vassell. Julian Champagny was an underrated move, underrated player. It wasn't just Wemby making the transition from Pop to Mitch Johnson. I appreciate the rebuild. I also appreciate the small market. I think OKC, San Antonio, and the Western Conference Finals, not the Lakers, not the Mavs, not the Clippers. Yeah, right.
We're going to have to wait a little bit longer for Giannis Jr.
Oh, yeah. How old is he?
He is 6.
Okay, so that means he'll be at the earliest in 12 years. Okay, so that'd be 2038. Okay.
Cool name, Liam.
Really?
Antetokounmpo.
That is actually kind of a cool name.
Wait, and his other son's name is Noel?
No, it isn't. Idiot. Hey, by the way, can you check
It's
one?
Liam and Maverick.
No way. Maverick Antetokounmpo. That's your number one pick. I want to know who's on line one because the caller ID for the station, whoever it is, says it's Credit One Bank. Was it Credit One Bank? I just look over, the phone's ringing. It says Credit One Bank. We pay our bills, guys? From the 916 Dave.
Maverick Antetokounmpo would be a great quarterback.
Absolutely. Well, he ain't going to be a pilot. No chance. Too tall. Dave, worst trade, Fox for Levine or Halliburton for Sabonis? Look, Halliburton will probably end up being the better player, but Fox for Levine by far. I mean, come on, man. Because you can't discount what Sabonis has done for the Kings and how he's played. But I'm telling you right now, everyone's focused on Halliburton, Sabonis, or Fox Levine, and that's fine. But if this was all betting and gambling, the sneaky pick, when we're 10 years from now looking back on worst Kings moves of the last 15 years, do not sleep on Harrison Barnes for an unprotected pick swap and DeMar DeRozan. No offense, DeMar. That could actually end up being the worst. Speaking of the Kings, again, it wasn't a coin toss, but the Kings had, we'll call it a coin toss against the Jazz yesterday at noon our time. We have audio. Chris just played that. Could you play that again? This is Adam Silver with Scott Perry and Danny Ainge looking on at the floor of the NBA headquarters in Secaucus, New Jersey around noon Pacific. Here's how the coin toss sounded.
Heads. No!
Kings lost. What does that mean for your Sacramento Kings? Well, it just means they have the fifth best odds. Well, I shouldn't say fifth best odds. They can now, their floor is now moving down one more. As we told you before, the team in the fifth spot over the last 7 years has moved up, I think all but two. They moved up 4 out of the 7 years. So what the hell does it mean? If you look at some of the mock drafts going right now, assuming they don't move. And by the way, every year since the odds flattened, every single year, the team in the fifth spot has either moved up or down. But if everything stayed the same, and assuming that everything goes chalk, they've got the Kings selecting Kingston Fleming's point guard Houston.
And remember, it never stays chalk.
It never, ever stays chalk. Now, the top 3 seem to be, I wouldn't say locked, but there's a consensus that in some order it'll be DeBonta, Peterson, Boozer. Boozer seems to be the most popular at number 3. I think if any upsets are going to happen in the top 3, it would be Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina, who's currently slated 4th. I could see Caleb knocking out maybe Peterson, maybe Boozer, not DeBonta. DeBonta won't fall out of the top 3. But where the Kings pick right now, by the way, I think they'd be absolutely ecstatic with Wilson, Boozer, Peterson, or DeBonta. But in the area they are drafting, you're looking at Kingston Flemings, Keaton Wagler, Darius Acuff Jr., Braden Burries. And out of those 4, I think I'd probably go Wagler, Flemings. I actually might take Mikael Brown Jr. and then Darius Acuff. But don't sleep on Acuff being a King, especially if they're in that range. In fact, I would I would handicap it pretty solid that if they're in the 5, 6, 7 and he's available, you're probably getting Darius Acuff as your next Sacramento Kings. Let's hop around a little bit, guys, for the last couple minutes of this. Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence was traded to the Bengals from the Giants for the Bengals' number 10 pick. Here he is talking about running with Joe Burrow.
Last time the Bengals and the Giants squared off a couple years ago, Joe Burrow ran off.
Oh, that pissed me off.
Do you think about that much? Have you thought about it much?
No, that's all I think about. That pissed me off. But, now I'm on the same side as that, so it won't piss me off again.
Some texts, by the way, from the 209. You're riding hard for the great Spurs rebuild without acknowledging that they've drafted top 5 in 3 straight drafts. A lot of teams would be looking good with Wemby and 2 of the top 5 picks in 3 years. Sir, I'm assuming, you either came in late or you're 100% not listening. I absolutely acknowledged all 3 picks. I said Wemby is obviously the alpha and the omega, but don't forget they got Stephon Castle and Harper. So there, acknowledge that. Secondly, yeah, they did a multi-year rebuild and put themselves in position to make those picks. That's what happens. When you don't take shortcuts, when you don't try to do a quick fix, and you've got bait in the water as they did, guess what? Good things can happen. Yeah, they needed some luck. They needed some luck for sure. But they also went through 3 straight years. Actually, I want to say it was probably 4 of absolute suckitude. 33 and 39, the COVID year. 21-22, 34 and 48, 22-23, 22 and 60, second worst record in the league. 23-24, 22 and 60. And then last year, 34 and 48. So to the you play to win the game crowd, thank you, Texter, for making my point. You can sit there and have your platitudes, you play to win the game. Yeah, look at the Spurs. Oh, they got Wembanyama. Yeah, how'd they get Wembanyama?
Because they lost their coin toss.
They were there. They had the opportunity. How'd they get Harper? How'd they get Castle? They lost. They got the opportunity. They created the opportunity, and yes, they got some luck. You all need luck. But you were also there. You think, and by the way, to the winning culture folk, to the winning culture people, do you think any of the Spurs, Keldon Johnson, Wemby himself, Castle, Harrison Barnes, Luke Cornett, you think any of them are sitting there in the playoffs this year and they're like, man, I don't know if we can win. Remember all those losses 2 years ago that really hurt our culture? We should have spent time building a winning attitude and a winning culture, and we didn't do it. And now I just don't think we can win in the playoffs because of those losses last year and the year before. That's why when I hear people talk about winning culture, it's like you read too many books, dude.
Do you think the Hornets said after they lost in the play-in, oh, man, if only we lost a couple more games, we would have had a better spot in the lottery?
I think if you asked snarky face, stupid face, I think if you asked Hornets fans right now, would they rather have had that or would they rather have a chance at a lottery pick? I think they'd take the lottery pick.
But you weren't talking about the fans.
I'm talking about the winning culture.
Yeah.
Are you insinuating that the Hornets are going to suffer in the future for losing this year?
Are you saying that they're going to gain for losing?
I'm saying it doesn't. No, my whole point is it's a myth. Winning culture is a myth. Building winning culture, I should say, is a myth.
And bottoming out
does nothing for the future other than give you in the NBA the best chance to improve. Do you truly think all those years of losing, which was my original point, that the Spurs had is going to hurt them mentally in the playoffs this year?
Yeah, but
no.
You're putting this
Don't move
as
the
an either or.
goalposts.
No, you're using this as an either or.
I'm presenting.
Do you think that them winning those? They didn't go 0-82. Do you think them winning tough games previously, when maybe it would have been better statistically if they lost? Do you think that hurt them?
No, I think winning some tough games probably helped them.
Yeah,
especially this year. I think when Wemby cried after the one, was it the Knicks or whatever? But again, that was this year. Every season, unless an injury is involved, is a new chapter, and that's what people don't remember enough. It's a new chapter. You're not going to go, like for example, let's take it to Sacramento, like I always do, and then we'll break. The Kings brought in Jason Williams, number 7 pick out of Florida. They brought in Rick Adelman. They traded for Chris Webber. They drafted and brought in Peja Stojakovic, and then I think Corliss was already here. Signed Vlade Divac as a free agent. They ended up out of nowhere taking the Utah Jazz to 5 games. At no point were they like, those losses last year. Why? In part because 80% of the starting lineup was brand new and hadn't been there. But the play in the NBA specifically, the play to win the game crowd and the build the winning culture crowd, to me, are asinine. It sounds great. It's a neat Disney movie. You know how you build winning culture? You have good players that win.
Build winning culture by losing.
No, I'm saying the losing has nothing to do.
You're putting it in a vacuum. I'm saying you can't put it in a vacuum.
I'm absolutely saying you can, because, again, if Giannis and Steph and LeBron and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander come over to the Kings next year, again, I'm creating a nice big straw man for you. Oh, winning culture's happening. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, but
you
the
win.
Suns did that same exact thing. The Suns made it to the finals on the culture when they went to the bubble. And everyone is saying they shouldn't go to the bubble. What's even the point of having them there? And they went undefeated in the bubble. And then the next season they came back and they made it all the way to the finals.
And then what happened the following year?
They got a whole bunch of winning players, and they got worse.
But why didn't the winning culture stay, like in the Heat or the Spurs with Popovich?
Because they changed their culture.
So you're saying you changed the players and you stop winning. It had nothing to do with culture. It has everything to do with how do they mesh? How are the players?
They got, quote, better players.
Well, quote, but obviously they weren't better.
Didn't do better.
They obviously weren't better. No, by the way.
Is Kevin Durant a bad player?
To your point, if that worked, then that winning culture would have taken over the following year, better players or not. The winning culture would have helped them.
By getting rid of the players, that you still keep the culture?
Are you confusing culture and chemistry?
No.
Because chemistry is a completely different thing. Players being able to play together and work together and fill each other's, I don't want to say holes, filling each other's, strengthening each other's weaknesses is a whole different ballgame. We got a break here, by the way. Let me just remind everyone, I went over the Spurs since 2020. Devin Vassell, Josh Primo, Jeremy Sohan. Those were the 3 picks when they sucked, along with Lucas Samanic and Keldon Johnson, before they got Victor Wembanyama, Castle, and Harper. Let's not act like it was just they got Wembanyama, lucky, that's it. They did nothing. It took a long time.
They had to keep losing until they got the right loser.
They had to keep losing, and it's exactly right. That's how you build it. Same thing with Detroit. Same thing with Oklahoma City to a point. We'll take a break when we come back. Let's go around the NBA as well. Draymond Green thinks Steve Kerr is gone, and then we'll look ahead to some of tonight's matchups as well. We'll take your phone calls at 916-339-1140. We'll do it next.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on, treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Are you looking for a night out that actually delivers? Grab your friends and head to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. We've got cold drinks, great vibes, and live baseball all in one place. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Now through May 3rd at Big O Tires. Get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Book your appointment online today. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See your locally owned Big O dealer for pricing.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, I want to know all about the Declaration of Deals sales event.
There's nothing more American than a Jeep. And with the Declaration of Deals, now is the time to get your hands on a new Jeep Wrangler Willys when you save up to $9,500 off MSRP. This is the most capable and versatile 4x4 Jeep on the road, and it could be yours.
Okay, what else do you have?
Whatever you want. With our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, you can find whatever you're looking for. We have over 180 vehicles available and almost 40 under $20,000. Plus, don't discount the award-winning customer service you get with our 5th-generation family dealership.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$9,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys after $5,000 factory rebate and $4,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,500 select inventory bonus cash on select inventory. Due with this net savings, sample VIN 173077. See dealer for details.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Welcome back.
When you put it that way.
Well, when you put it that way. From the 916, Dave, you need some new content. For the last 2 years, all you talk about is the Kings need to tank. They did tank this year. They won 22 games. Get over it, Eeyore. The interesting thing about this is, I think he said Eeyore. It would make sense. E-A-O-R. Eeyore. No. E-E-Y-O-R-E. If you're going to call me Eeyore, get it right. That sounds like a Lord of the Rings character. Eeyore.
Or is it like Is it, do the letters mean something?
No, I think he's calling me Eeyore.
Okay.
Texter, I'll get verification. It's got to be Eeyore.
Texter, how are you yelling at me?
Dave, I love it when you and Verlon fight. It's the hardcore Kings fan versus the casual fan. The casual fan is wrong. Tank, tank, tank. You know, that nailed it. Casual fan, Chris.
Here's the thing. This is interesting.
I disagree with that text, by the way. You're not a casual fan.
You played a little bit of high school basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's very rare that, like, a lot of the people that I played high school basketball with, or that I know played like high school or college up in that, the idea of tanking is just like,
yeah, what?
I don't even want to even think about that.
Absolutely.
Like, I want the best chance to win a game right now.
You play to win the game. That is a 100% athlete and, I dare I say, coach mentality.
Maybe that's it. I was a coach for a little bit.
And I would sit here right now if Doug Christie and DeMar DeRozan, okay, you're talking a future first ballot Hall of Famer and a super stud and Doug is head coach and also played at the highest level. I played in part in the first edition of the Carmichael Sacramento area continuation league basketball league, of which I'm pretty sure a decent percentage of the players are currently serving out prison sentences right now. And I'm half joking. And I would say to them, all due respect, you're wrong. I get why you feel that way, but you're wrong. And the numbers support that you're wrong. There's two ways to win in the NBA. Pretty much two ways only. Number one, you're a big market. The Lakers are a great example. And you grab players. You get Kareem from Milwaukee or wherever the hell he came from. By the way, they had to draft Magic Johnson. You get Shaq. You get Dwight Howard. You get Luka. You get LeBron. What did we say up until recently? And it still may be the case. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody. The last time, no, because I think wasn't Austin Reeves an all-star? But did they draft Austin Reeves, or he was a free agent,
yes.
Right? Okay. Is Andrew Bynum still the last Lakers pick that became an all-star while still with the Lakers? I feel like maybe I'm forgetting someone. But
you're right.
For a long time, it was Andrew Bynum. So there's that way. And the other way is you lose, you're bad, you get a good pick. Like the Thunder did for many, many, many years. Like Detroit did for many years. Like the Spurs did for many. Like it's not like my theory that I made up. It's what it is. From the 916, it was Eeyore. Well, I'm going to text back the proper spelling. From the 916, winning creates winning culture. It's not some culture thing. It's literally winning. Yeah, winning creates winning culture. And you know how you win? You get good players. And shockingly, culture. From the 209, the Spurs won 33-plus games in 3 of the 5 years you just read out. Hardly tanking. If the Kings won 33-plus games, people would be flipping out that we don't know how to tank. Yeah, what did they do?
That's true.
What did they do in the other 2 years? It was one of those years, the year they got Wemby. We got to include that part, too.
And then he got boycotts.
Yeah. And weirdly enough, with the Spurs specifically, and we don't know what the future of the Spurs holds, but Chris, if I were to tell you that 10 years from now, the San Antonio Spurs would have somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 championships over the next 10 years, and they would be led by the dynamic duo of Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle, would that be believable?
I think it's more likely that they'll have 5 championships between the duo of Victor Wembanyama and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, okay. Well,
the Bucks are struggling with D. Fox and his contract.
I don't think that's happening, dude.
I don't think so.
I don't. I think it makes sense, but I don't think it's happening. Anyways, it's weird when you look at the similarities between when the Spurs drafted David Robinson #1, and then he got hurt, and then that put him in a position to draft Tim Duncan #1. And then the Spurs draft Wembanyama, he gets hurt, that puts him in a position to, draft Castle. Here's an idea, Dave. You're a golfer. This is going to be good. You're a golfer. Next tournament you play in, for the month leading up to it, play bad golf on purpose so you can enter a higher score to the USGA, so your handicap number goes up to increase your odds of winning. That's not a bad idea. You'd probably win more. You'd finish in a higher place. Winning culture comes from getting the best right fit players from the 916. That's absolutely correct. That's exactly right. Also from the 916. I'm just clearing up some text, guys. 916-339-1140. We went back and forth all season about tanking, trying to win, trying to lose, on and on. At the end of the day, it's like you just said. If we're not one of the worst teams, we're not going to get the best shot, the best odds at the top draft pick. We screwed that up. Why does this organization continue to make the wrong moves? Listen, I got to wait until we see what happens in the draft. Our record and culture, same thing. They're not.
And you've already talked about this earlier in the show. The best odds to get the best player hardly ever work out.
Well, it's never worked out.
Yes.
With the #1 pick.
Except for the #2. The #2 pick was the only one that stayed, and I think once it moved down.
One time in 7 years. One time in it was we did this earlier, of the top 5 places, of which the Kings are #5 right now. Since they flattened the odds 7 years ago, so that's 7 times 5. That's 35 total picks. Only one time did any of those 5 picks stay exactly where their spot was, and that was '2. That was, I think, last year or the year before. What team did you say it was? The Wizards, right? With Risache?
Sarr.
Or Sarr. I always mix them up. Andy, good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Dave. How you doing, mate?
Hey, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing fantastic. I know you're a Huddersfield Town fan, but I know you understand relegation and promotion.
I do.
I'm a Coventry City fan, and
congratulations.
I'm sure you heard it. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
I did
want
hear.
to spread the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Hey, Coventry in the Prem next year. Good for you. I only know relegation so far. I have yet to know promotion. I very much hope I get to. As a matter of fact, Stevenage is playing today. Everybody should know this, by the way. Stevenage is playing today, and I believe if they win, maybe if they draw too, but if they win, that will put the cap on any playoff chances, already slim playoff chances for a Huddersfield Town. But we'll get there, Andy. We will.
Yeah, you got to suffer through it to come back and have this glory. Today, Coventry City playing Portsmouth. We're hoping to clinch the championship.
Well, good luck, honestly, and it's a hell of a fan base from what I understand.
Congrats to Frank Lampard.
Yeah,
super Frank.
Remember, I thought the media all said what a joke it was that they hired Frank Lampard and he couldn't win it.
Me too, 100%. Mark Robbins was a local hero, and I'm like, Frank Lampard, he's just a name. Yeah, but he proved us all wrong.
Well,
that's what makes a great coach.
Enjoy it next year, my friend.
Thanks, mate. We will.
Always great hearing from Andy. We'll take a break. It's an international edition of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's hot, what's not, and we will go streaking. And we'll get done with. I'm gonna leave the whole tanking thing. I've done that enough. I got fired up. We'll be right back after this.
The Kings lost their tiebreaker coin flip with the Utah Jazz, meaning they can now pick no later than 9th overall in the NBA draft. Is this the latest gut punch for Sacramento, or a sign that they're due for a win in next month's draft lottery?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So, even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
What is it, boy? Someone need help? Someone in trouble? Oh, okay. So you just want me to get Progressive Auto Insurance because their collision coverage covers up to $1,000 in vet bills if you're injured in an accident? That's it? Okay. Calm down. Let's not resort to name calling.
Progressive's collision coverage helps pay for care for your pet when they're in the car during an accident.
No, you're right. Sorry. I shouldn't have said calm down.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage included with purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
If you're serious about getting better at golf, start with the fit. At Hagen Oaks, everything begins with Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan Player Performance Studio analyzes your swing to match you with the right clubs. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball for your game. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And with FootJoy's 3D foot scanner, you'll walk the course in shoes that actually fit. From driver to putter and even what's on your feet, Hagen Oaks fits every part of your game. Total Game Fitting, only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot? I'd like to know. Other than the music.
The Atlanta Hawks.
The Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, they went into New York. Just to put everything out there, I had this all printed out. Not printed out, but I had it on my computer, and I just realized I closed the tab.
All right, I'll vamp, because I had a follow-up Who's Hot. How about our production team behind the scenes? I think up until like a couple weeks ago, we still had like when we go to break and you guys hear stuff like the Sacramento Kings are going into Oklahoma tonight to take on the, those are called, what would be the official, or is those sweepers? Promos. Okay. I think up until like a month ago, we had something like, Chris Webber and the Kings. It's so much outdated. We have a guy that hasn't worked here for, I think, 8 years. Steve Goss. Love him. Shout out Steve Goss, Tallahassee, Florida.
He hasn't worked here in 6 years.
6 years. And he does our, when you hear our EAS tests.
Well, that's never going away.
Well, we can't get someone, look.
Why would you want to?
Okay. It's a fair point. And I agree with that, actually. I think it's an homage to Goss. I'm fine with that. We have Jay Mars.
No homage, Goss.
Jay Mars is still doing ads for weekend shows. But
he still kind of works on weekend shows.
Jay Mars? Mm-hmm. What? He does?
He does some of their production stuff.
I didn't know that. Okay, good for him. But now we've got we're sitting here at 8, almost not even 9 a.m. the next day, and we go to break, and I hear, the Kings lost the coin toss with the Jazz. Like, wait, what? Do we have an in-house production guy now? Well done. Well done behind the scenes, people.
But the Atlanta Hawks are hot.
There we go. How hot are they?
Including former, could have been Sacramento King Jonathan Kuminga. He was 7 of 12 from the floor, scored 19 points. Beat the Knicks 107-106.
Good for him.
In New York.
Also, Brandon Aubrey's hot yesterday. $7 million a year as a kicker, $20 million guaranteed. The highest paid kicker in NFL history gets a 4-year extension. Well, then, who's not?
The New York Knicks. Specifically, their head coach, Mike Brown. They lost home court advantage, like you were talking about earlier.
Uh-huh.
It's been quite a long time since Coach Mike Brown has made it to the second round of the playoffs. You have to go all the way back to the 2011-2012 Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh.
It's the last time Mike Brown has made it to the first round of the playoffs.
Is Mike Brown a playoff joker? I mean, I don't want to be mean. Rooting for Mike.
You said it.
I mean, you kind of led me there, though. Back in the 2020 NFL draft, the 49ers traded 3rd and 5th round picks to Washington for Trent Williams, who agreed yesterday to a 2-year, $50 million extension. He has been selected to the Pro Bowl in 5 of the last 6 years. Looking back on that trade, that 3rd round pick ended up being cornerback Benjamin St-Juste. And the 5th round pick ended up being Keith Ismail. I think the Niners won that trade. I also think they won, I don't have it in front of me, but the Christian McCaffrey trade. By the way, speaking of the draft coming up on Thursday. We'll have all your coverage on Friday, both Raiders and, of course, we are the home of your San Francisco 49ers. The NFL has released a couple of things here. One of them is the pick announcers, legends and even active players that will be announcing picks for their teams. A grand total of 9 Hall of Famers, including Calvin Johnson for Detroit, Tony Dorsett for one of Dallas's picks, the other Drew Pearson, Curtis Martin for the Jets. The Raiders will have former GM Matt Millen making their pick. And the 49ers will have Andy Lee. Andy Lee. No offense to Andy Lee at all. But Andy Lee is going to be the guy picking for the 49ers, the punter for them. I'm absolutely okay with that. He will announce their 2nd round pick. I had something else. Where is it? I wanted to play the sound. Here's John Lynch yesterday on re-signing Trent Williams.
Yes, I can confirm that, and we're really excited about that. Trent's a phenomenal player. I remember being on the phone with Ron Rivera during the COVID days at my house doing the draft, and that's where that thing came together. And was thrilled then. We still remain thrilled and really happy to have that behind us and Trent in the fold. And as I told Trent when we started this thing, my hope is that his name, his number are up in those rafters with a lot of great players that have played here. And, we couldn't be there. There's a buzz in the building. The players are back. It's the first day back for phase 1, but there's a buzz because what Trent means to this place. So we're very excited.
We got a lot to get to in the final hour, including some post-mortem specifically on the Warriors. Also, John Lynch also commented on Brandon Ayuk. We'll play that clip as well. In the meantime, let's see how we're doing. Let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking.
I wouldn't mind fixing that one. Nostradamus, not Nostradamus. Pretty sure. How are we doing, Chris?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Well, Carmichael Dave.
Yeah, if that's even your real name.
You are on a 2-game. Oh, you're on a 1-game. Kind of ruin it there. You are on a 1-game hitting streak going into yesterday. You chose Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals, and he went 2 for 5.
Hey, way to go, Bob. So now I am on a 2-game streak. Okay.
Jason Ross, he was on a 2-game hitting streak. He had Pete Alonso and Freddie Freeman, and he went with your favorite player, Andy Pages.
Andy Pages.
And he went 1 for 5 yesterday.
Okay.
Now, could we go all with a hit yesterday? I had, of course, Kevin McGonigal to lead off my start. And then yesterday, I picked from the Boston Red Sox, Wilson Contreras, and he went 1 for 5.
Oh, wow.
How did I see that coming? I don't know.
Wow.
So we are all, you and I are on a 2-game hitting streak, and Jason is on a 3-game hitting streak.
Well, that his ends today. Give me Jose Ramirez of the Guardians, please. Thank you.
I don't know why I'm writing it down because he's going to text
He's going to text later, and I won't remember who I picked.
Okay. That's why I'm writing it down, so I can remember. Well, I am taking against Jason Ross's New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox Roman Anthony.
Okay.
And I'm guessing Jason's going to go, I'm going to pick Aaron Judge because he's my hero.
Wow, is he even here?
All right.
That's actually him. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll do some postmortems. Focusing on the Warriors a little bit. But there's other teams, too, we need to talk about. Also, we'll go around with some, we got some sound clips for you from the world of sports, including John Lynch commenting on the future of Brandon Ayuk and the San Francisco 49ers. We'll do all that right after this. Word from Hoblet. Funny thing is, I was just talking to Chris off air about this. I want to talk to you about Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland and what's happening for the Declaration of Deals sales event. Hoblet is declaring deals. They have them. Nothing more American than a Jeep. With the Declaration of Deals, now's the time to get your hands on the ultimate factory-certified off-road machine, the new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. You save up to $7,500 off MSRP. Those things are sweet. This is the best savings yet, but Hoblet's far more than just Jeeps. With the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center, you can save big on over 180 vehicles. Almost 40 under $20,000. Not to mention the award-winning customer service you get at this, a fifth-generation dealer. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices. Unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. John Lynch on Brandon Ayuk. And where the heck are the Warriors going from here? Oh, and the Kings lost the coin toss. All that right after this.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the sound of Jack buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
Are you bringing 4 or more to the ballpark? The Sacramento River Cats Family Fun Pack makes it easy. Get 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 tickets, and 4 River Cats items bundled together for unbeatable value. Grab your Family Fun Pack today at rivercats.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports. Yep.
Get busy. I think I shall, Bobby Brown. Get busy for the final hour of the program, where we'll talk about teams no longer in the play-in or playoffs. We'll talk about the Kings and the coin toss. That's really all there is to talk about. When Jason comes back next week, speaking of postmortems, I think we'll start going through the roster one by one each day and give each player a grade and break down their season. So we'll try to keep your King's whistle wetted, if you will. What's on deck coming up in the next segment, and then Matt and Kayla join along with celebrity birthdays. How do we not have a crosstalk sponsor at this point? My God. Fireworks every single day. Here's John Lynch.
Because we'd have to keep saying the views of Crosstalk do not represent.
That's so true. Do not represent whoever this is paying good money to sponsor it. John Lynch was talking yesterday. We heard from him before the break on the re-signing, or the extension, I should say, of Trent Williams. He was asked about Brandon Ayuk. Here's what he had to say.
I've had some discussions. Do I think it's a high probability? Likely no. But is there a chance? Yeah, I think there's a chance. And I think, as for that whole dialogue, I think I was candid with you guys in saying at the end of the season that he's likely played his last snap for us.
Well, hello, out of context. They'll clip that up. What does he say? What do you mean? Think there's a chance at what? I'm assuming he's saying a chance at him staying. Am I reading that wrong? I assume he's saying, well, there's a chance at him playing here again. But I'm not entirely sure.
I've had some discussions. Do I think it's a high probability? Likely no. But is there a chance? Yeah, I think there's a chance. And I think, as for that whole dialogue, I think I was candid with you guys in saying at the end of the season that he's likely played his last snap for us.
Okay. The NFL draft is Thursday. Fernando Mendoza explained why he will not be attending.
Pittsburgh is a great opportunity, and it's a great venue. And I'm really excited to see all the guys, or most of the guys, walk across the stage on Thursday night. It's be a dream for a lot of guys. However, my mom really wanted to do it at home, and so did my parents. It's a lot easier for us, especially with the family situation, and I have to hop on a plane the next morning anyways. And for that travel, it'd be a lot easier to stay at home. I wanted to stay and make the memory with everybody who poured into my football journey. Mentors, coaches, family, friends. You want to share that moment with all of them is going to be the best memory that I can make, rather than limiting it to 10 or 12 people in Pittsburgh, which is going to be great. And I still want to be the best league partner I can become and make sure that there's how many cameras that ESPN wants there or whatever they need from me, I will do. However, I think it's very important to start off this journey with everyone who's gotten me to this point.
God dang it, Jason. I find myself right now really disliking Jason Ross. You say, what? What the hell does that have to do with it? I'll tell you why I find myself incredibly annoyed with Jason Ross. Because Jason Ross is Mr. Draft Day movie guy. Now, when you just heard that clip of Fernando Mendoza, to say Fernando Mendoza is full of charisma, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, well-spoken, whatever terms you want to put on it is an understatement. You could probably put Fernando Mendoza next to Mike Tomlin on Sunday Night Football right now, and he'd fit in. He is polished. He says all the right things. He looks at the camera during his post-game interviews. He thanks whoever the reporter is by name at the end. Little things. All right. Hey, thanks, Sheila. Take care. Good seeing you. Good seeing you, Bob. And because of that stupid-ass movie. Oh, by the way, sorry. He just got done explaining how he's going to stay home because his mother, who does not get around that well, would have difficulty at the draft. And he wants to share these moments with the people that were part of his football journey. Like, what a guy. Like, the perfect guy.
I bet when he shakes hands, he does that move where he shakes your hand and then grabs your elbow.
Grabs the elbow, maybe pulls you in a little bit. Maybe this is one, I went to some stupid sales seminar when I was like 16 with a buddy. Don't ask, that's a whole different story. And half of this guy's bit was when you, half of this guy's bit when you shake hands is most people are right-handed, right? So when you shake hands, as you're clasping the hand, you turn your hand a few degrees to your left, which puts your hand on top of the other person's hand and subconsciously exudes dominance. Your hand is on top of his hand. You're now the dominant one taking control. Make eye contact, firm handshake, and a slight move to the left, which asserts dominance. This was also, by the way, the same seminar where the guy would tell us all to have a juicy day. And we would say, what do you mean have a juicy day? Actually, we didn't say that. He said, you're probably asking what I mean by having a juicy day, to which none of us responded because we didn't care, and I think we were high. And he writes on his big whiteboard on the screen, J-U-I-C-E, J on top, E on the bottom. Because the big thing when you're selling somebody something, if you're not excited about it, they're not excited about it. How can you expect somebody to dig in their pocket and be excited? You want them, when they buy from you, to be thanking you for offering them the opportunity. You're not trying to get in their pocket. You're trying to give them value. It's their lucky day. How can they be excited if you're not excited? What does JUICE stand for? Join us in creating excitement. JUICE. Shout out to everybody out there in sales, dude. And there's different levels, You could be, going door to door selling solar. Or you could be, selling pharmaceuticals at a high-end company. There's different levels, but there's so many of them the same tenets. Shout out to all of you for going to all these seminars, hearing all these stupid things. You know what you say to somebody when you've done a good job with them at the close of the deal? You make sure to say to them as you're shaking their hand, remember, with your hand slightly on top of theirs, don't keep me a secret. Feel free to tell your friends I can help them too. That's how you get referrals. Anyways, back to Fernando Mendoza. Sorry, ADD. I just can't help but get Kush vibes with him, man. It's like he's too good to be true. I can't help but go, dude, and by the way, I don't really think this way. Of course, the Raiders should pick him, and he seems like a wonderful young man. What I'm saying is, it's my problem. I'm so cynical. I'm so cynical at the world that I look at a guy like Fernando Mendoza, and the more that he says things like this with his perfect voice and intonation, his mature way of speaking, it's like, does he jump in the car, light up a smoke, grab a Bud Light, and start yelling at his PR team?
Pittsburgh is a great opportunity, and it's a great venue. And I'm really excited to see all the guys, or most of the guys, walk across the stage on Thursday night. It's to be a dream for a lot of guys. However, my mom really wanted to do it at home, and so did my parents. It's a lot easier for us, especially with the family situation. Mm-hmm. And you have to hop on a plane the next morning anyways. And for that travel, it'd be a lot easier to stay at home. I wanted to stay and make the memory with everybody who poured into my football journey. Mentors, coaches, family, friends. You want to share that moment with all of them?
Yes.
Is going to be the best memory that I can make, rather than limiting it to 10 or 12 people in Pittsburgh, which is going to be great. And I still want to be the best league partner I can become, and make sure that there's how many cameras that ESPN wants there, or whatever they need from me, I will do. However,
he's talking about being the best partner with the league that he can. You want all these cameras in the house? No problem. I'll bet you when the crew shows up, he personally introduces himself, shakes their hands, and says, thank you for being here. Can I get you something to drink? Have a seat. Here's my mom and dad. Hey, mom and dad, this is Tim, the camera guy. This is Bill, his assistant, and this is Johnny with audio. He'll know all their names, and then he'll say goodbye to all of them, probably take a group photo.
I think it's very important to start off this journey with everyone who's gotten me to this point.
He's too perfect. He's 6'6". He went undefeated. He won a national championship. He bounced off of half of Miami's defensive line that are all going in the first round like a pinball, and scored the winning touchdown. He's too perfect. What's wrong with him? The worst thing I've heard about Fernando Mendoza, the worst, is also the best thing. I forget who said it. I'd give him credit. But when the guy said, Fernando Mendoza looks like he makes his animal crackers fight each other before he eats them, which is 100% accurate. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy is now dealing with, what's his face from Arizona? Murray. Starts with a K. Chris, who's the quarterback at Arizona? Kyler Murray. Thank you. By the way, for the record, Chris did not say it. I thought of that all on my own. He did not say that in my ear. I got it right before. Here's Justin Jefferson on the quarterback room.
My first reaction was just, it's really good to kind of get some good talent in the room to kind of give a little spark in that room, to kind of see a competitive edge and from those guys to really lock in and to, do what we're expecting them to do, which is to come in and, to be that guy. And, we need that one guy for this team. So I'm definitely excited for that room, excited to see what those guys have in store for us in training camp.
It wasn't in that quote, but in speaking on that as well, he was pretty straightforward. When talking about Kyler Murray, he said, quote, I'm definitely looking for those big, exciting plays from him. I'm definitely looking forward to his speed, his quickness, his arm strength that he's shown countless times over the years. By the way, where was J.J. McCarthy picked? He was picked 10th. The Vikings quarterback room currently has J.J. McCarthy, Kyler Murray, and Carson Wentz. Is that the first time a quarterback room has had 3 top 10 quarterback picks? Kyler went 1, Wentz went 2, McCarthy went 10. Speaking of, talk about drafts being part luck. He goes on, though, this is the blunt part. He says, and then for JJ, for somebody to enter that room with that type of ability, that type of talent, he's got to step it up a bit. So it's good for him to feel that type of pressure and to really lock in and say, quote, it's either now or I'm going to take that back seat again. So it's all a competitive mindset when it comes to these types of things. It's all about who's ready for that moment and who's ready to step up and take the initiative. So, I mean, look, Justin Jefferson, who, depending on who you talk to, is either the best or a top 3 receiver in the game. He's just basically like, yeah, man, I love the competition. Who may the best man win. This is business. Oh, here we go. 916-339-1140 is the text line. I never, ever, ever, you guys never let me down. People are starting to text in what they believe is wrong with Fernando Mendoza based on the fact that I said he's too perfect, he's too sweet, he's too good, he's too good looking. What is the flaw with Fernando Mendoza that we don't know about? This guy says he probably has ugly feet. Nick says he sounds exactly like Tim Tebow. I mean, I don't think anybody cares about any of that. Will Fernando Mendoza have a charcuterie board at the draft? There will be, his drink of choice will probably be one of the big Stanley coolers of ice water. Will there be tears? Yes. Fernando Mendoza's draft room at his house will probably have pictures he drew as a kid on the fridge. The back wall will probably be one of those houses you walk into, and it's like 70 semi-unlevel picture frames of family photos. I guarantee you at Fernando Mendoza's house, if it's a 2-story, as you walk up the stairs, starting with the first step, that's Fernando at his as a baby, and then each step is a year later until you get to the top and it's his high school senior photo. And they were all taken at Olin Mills. I'll bet you that family is on a first-name basis with the folks at Olin Mills. I'll bet you his dad is still missing at least 1 to 2 backyard items that he's loaned out that he's never gotten back. And I'll bet you when the Mendoza family borrows a lawnmower, a blower, whatever, they always return it with the gas filled in it. I'll bet you when a new family moves in to Fernando Mendoza's neighborhood, I promise you, at some point within the first 48 hours, they are greeted with a casserole. Chat seems to think the drink of choice for Mendoza will be a nice, tall, ice-cold glass of whole milk. That's a good shout. I'll bet you there's going to be 5 consecutive documentaries running, not just on draft night, but also Fernando Mendoza's rookie year. Justin says Fernando Mendoza 100% has a live, laugh, love sign in his house. I'll bet you there is a sign over the sink that says, in this house, we love each other. Not in this house, we drink wine.
Bless this mess.
And then he's going to Las Vegas and playing for the Raiders? I'll bet you he lives in Henderson. I mean, look, man. It's all love. It really is. It's all love. The whole bit comes from the idea that he just seems like an amazing human being with an amazing family. He's close with his family. He's a dutiful son, especially to his mother. His faith is incredibly important to him. Yeah, I'm not a religious guy, but I respect it. Good for you. Good for you. You know, some people have a problem with that. He starts out his interview and he begins the interview and the very first line is always all glory to God. Man, if that's the road you're down and you believe that that's what got you there, maybe you're right. Who am I to say? Hell yeah. Well, probably shouldn't say hell yeah. Heck yeah. Good for you.
Heck is just a replacement for hell. So
is that a thing? Was that a thing?
I was taught.
Really? Yeah, heck was bad?
Don't say gosh.
Really?
The Lord knows what you're really wanting to say.
You can't say gosh?
Yeah.
Wow. What about dang? Is that no? Okay, what about
the really bad one? Freaking.
No, what really?
Yes. You would get in trouble for saying that.
So HE double hockey sticks is out the window.
Out the window. Even saying HE double hockey sticks.
Hey man, if it works, it works.
That doesn't mess with you as a kid. That doesn't make you constantly think, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna slip up."
I mean, I wasn't allowed to swear around the house. To this day, I don't swear in front of my parents. But it you know, there wasn't anything behind it other than I'll, slap your head off. That was our rule.
My mom hates the word that, hates the phrase "that sucks" or "this sucks" or something.
Why?
I don't know.
Well,
the whole family knows about it.
But let me ask you this: based on your earlier,
no, those rules weren't with my.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying based on that logic, where heck is just a replacement for hell and this and that, whatever. Is perhaps your mom's point of, I'm being serious, is perhaps your mom's point of view, when you say that sucks, her response is, it sucks what, Chris? What are you talking about? What are you inferring that it actually sucks?
It could, but then there are other phrases like that are along that. You could say this blows, and
that's I promise you, do me a favor, when you go home today, call your mother and ask her if I'll bet you she feels the same way about this blow. I think this blows is far worse than this sucks.
It should, but I don't think it is.
We now have today's poll question. Which would you consider more, quote, offensive? Every reply is going to be like, neither one's offensive. This sucks or this blows. I think it's 100% this blows. By the way, is that worded correctly? Which would you consider more offensive?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The poll is out. What? I'm scared to. I'll bet he has a dog with him during the draft. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll bet you it's a good dog. It's like a nice dog. It's not like some shivering chihuahua like I have with the no front teeth and the tongue half hanging out, just shaking and shivering and growling at anyone in the vicinity that's not its owner.
But it is adopted. He doesn't shop.
100%, 100% it's a rescue dog.
But he says, hey, I didn't rescue him. He rescued me.
That's the worst we can say about Fernando Mendoza. Hey, the Raiders are about to pick a guy that loves his family, has a deep foundation in his faith, is 6'6", has a cannon arm, just came off an undefeated national championship season, might be the most well-spoken player in the league already. He's thoughtful. He's charitable. I don't like him. Something's wrong with him. What's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. The other stuff we need to get to next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let him know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices. As a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. What do we have here? Giants and Dodgers, they get their series started tonight. I know that Dave is excited to see his Dodgers play tonight. Another big series is going to be the Yankees and the Red Sox. I believe that's why Jason isn't here. He's actually in New York to watch the Yankees. What else do we have going on today? Hey, we've got AEW tomorrow night. We're going to see what Darby Allin has to say as a brand new AEW champion, and if MJF plans on taking it back. So that is What's on Deck. I know Dave is very proud of what I had to say about that, and he backs me 100%.
Oh, God. That's not good. As I walk in, not knowing anything you just said. Except at
Dave loves LA. Dave loves it.
I did hear at the very end MJF, and here's what I remember. It's not Michael J. Fox.
No.
He's a wrestler.
Yes. He was in Happy Gilmore 2, a perfect movie.
Which guy was he?
He played one of the sons.
Who? Devin Booker? Get it?
I got it.
Thank you. Fernando Mendoza is an oh my type of guy. Bet he has a sweater tied around his neck at the draft. You know you got a good rep when an entire segment of cracking on you is how great of a guy you are.
I don't know why oh my got me.
Jason Quick, who writes for The Athletic and is as connected as anybody has ever been to Portland. Dude knows his stuff. I'm just going to read you the beginning of his article on new owner Tom Dundon. It is worth your time. At the time, it was the most important day of Thiago Splitter's coaching career. The Portland Trail Blazers were playing the opening round of the play-in tournament against the Phoenix Suns. Win, and the Blazers were in the playoffs. But instead of worrying about defensive strategy or his rotation, Splitter was worried about the team masseuse. By order of new owner Tom Dundon, all members of the Blazers traveling party, with the exception of players and coaches, had to check out of their hotel at 12:30 p.m. in an effort to avoid late checkout fees. Splitter had just heard an earful from the masseuse, who had nowhere to provide treatment for the players ahead of that night's game. Oof. The article is definitely worth your time because it kind of cross-references Dundon's ownership of the Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL. And it makes a good point, even though it kind of sounds like it's ripping the NHL. It's just true that hockey is the NHL is not the NBA. The NBA is the most spill the tea, rumor mongering. Everyone talks to everybody. This guy did this, that guy did that. League there is. If you do it, it will get out. And you will be talked about. Gossip is a major currency in the NBA. The NHL just doesn't care. If some owner was doing this to NHL players, the reaction would be something like, yeah, well, it makes them tougher. Makes them tougher. Shouldn't even have hotels. They should sleep on the street in tents and then go in there and knock someone's jaw. That's not the NBA, dude. It is honestly one of my favorite things to watch the baby giraffing of new owners in the NBA especially.
This is like the first going the other way, though, with it.
It really, really is, Chris. It's a great point. Usually, they always want to disrupt, but usually the disruption is, hey, I just purchased the entire third floor staff at Intel headquarters who are now going to pick the starting lineup based on Claude AI. They're all getting paid $1 million. We're going to do things differently. This dude is like, nope, we're going back to the 60s. Be lucky you fly private. And I understand, again, I said this before when we talked about this. I understand that there are folks in the audience, and I totally get it. I feel the same way. Oh, you had to check out. Well, I couldn't get you massaged before the game. Did that get in the way of your gold-plated Rolex and your Rolls Royce? Meh. You're soft. They're soft. Yeah, they are. In a sense. About a lot of things. But once that, nobody wants to play for the poor team. Nobody wants to go. It's one thing. Portland is Portland, dude. Now, many of us like Portland, Chris especially.
Love Portland.
But when it comes to NBA circles, Portland is maybe just above Sacramento when it comes to cities people want to go to. I'm talking about NBA players.
And I would say a lot of that would probably be the arena because it's an older, smaller arena.
I think so.
Smaller, but it's like it's just there for basketball.
The deep, dark secret about Portland when it comes to NBA circles that very few, if anybody, ever talks about. And by the way, this is 100% true. Is Portland probably has the most underrated strip club scene in the entire country.
I might have done karaoke at an establishment.
You would have been one of many.
It was a vegan establishment.
I believe, I could be wrong, and I'm not trying to go down strip club alley here.
Oh, that's on Richards, right?
Isn't Portland, aren't they one of the few strip clubs that have full food and alcohol service and full nude?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure in most places, I'm not a strip club guy, so I'm sorry. But that's a big deal. I'm not trying to also make...
Didn't you used to host at one?
One time, Chris, when I said yes to everything, I believe usually if it's full nude, there's no drinking, and then I think topless, you can have like beers or whatever. But
I just got texted by my friend about our karaoke experience.
Oh, he was there
on
too.
the trip.
It's just part of life there. But word will get out very quickly. Well, it already kind of has. That word will get out very quickly that he's cheap and he's cutting corners, and good luck on agents telling big-time players, hey, you're going to Portland. Oh, I know what it is. As a matter of fact, like I said, I think the other day I said I've been to a strip club 3 times in my life, and one of them was because I worked there. One was a birthday, and I forgot the other one. I will amend that. I've been to a strip club 4 times in my life because, God, I hope I'm not blowing him up here, and if I am, I'm so sorry, dude. Former Sacramento Bee writer Ryan Lillis and I one time. This is so true. There's a video on Facebook that I put. We were in Portland, I think, for MLS meetings. This was when the team was deep in getting an MLS team. Had to be 10 plus years ago. And I somehow I got a rental car upgrade to a convertible. And so I picked Ryan up, and we were just convertibling around the town. Remember Vines on Twitter?
Yes.
Okay. I filmed a Vine that I also posted on Facebook of some like soft Bruce Springsteen song or something playing, and Ryan and I just kind of looking out of the car, just kind of with the world on our minds. Just a real stupid video. But what I didn't include there is that he and I were walking around downtown. This is a 100% true story. And we were hungry. It was the evening. We were hungry. And we went, oh, let's go in here. This looks nice. True story, I swear to God. And we go in there, and it's like, it's a strip club. It's not like we walked into Tassels and Honeys. It was called like Fred's. And it looked like a restaurant. And we go in there and we sit down. And the next thing you know, now on stage. And I'll never forget, I think he had a Heineken and I had an RC Cola because I was so excited RC Cola was on the menu.
Oh, yeah, they're all over Portland.
Yeah, loved it.
That's such a Portland soda.
I love RC Cola. I probably, if it was readily available, I probably wouldn't drink it all the time. But if I see RC Cola on a menu, I'm ordering. So I think I had chicken strips and RC Cola, and I don't know what the hell he had. Sorry, Ryan.
Oh, hey there, little guy. Would you like an RC Cola with your chicken strips?
And the next thing you know, whatever cinnamon's on the stage. I'll tell you.
Spelled with an S.
Yes. I'll tell you one thing I did notice though, and again, I'm not a I don't believe in strip club. I mean, it's not like the Easter Bunny. I know they exist, but I'm just saying it's not my thing. But one thing I did notice is that usually it's like one song and then they leave, and then here comes whatever, Parsley or whoever the next one is. They stayed on for like 4 songs. So it was like a whole shift. It was like a whole B-side of an album that they're out there. And then they move on, then the next one comes up. And I swear to you, dude, we're just sitting here talking, eating our dinner, conversing like we're in a normal restaurant, but right over there, that's a PG-13 thing happening. So you know what I did? I turned my chair so my back was to the stage because I felt like I was doing the right thing. And then we walked out.
Should have just pretended to be blind.
Was that on the air?
Yes.
Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk. Hey, real quick. I don't know if he's listening or not. I hope he's not. Yes or no? Has Matt George ever been to one?
No.
I'm going to say yes just to be different, but I'll bet it feels like a strong no, doesn't it?
I would almost say I don't think he's ever been to like a club.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say, you know what?
Yes, if it was some sort of ABC 10 event or something like that. It wasn't like, hey, me and my buddies are going.
That counts.
Out.
I'll bet you he's been to one, and I'll bet you it was one of his buddies' birthdays. It's kind of like what I did. We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk next.
After missing significant time last season, will Domantas Sabonis return to form in 2026?
Rehab's going really good. My Wolverine healing powers are starting to kick in, and I feel like I'm ahead of schedule, and I'm just really excited for next season, even though this one just finished. I'll be ready for the start of next season and play at the All-NBA level that everyone here in Sacramento has been used to seeing me play at.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, tell me about the Declaration of Deals sales event.
There's nothing more American than a Jeep. And with the Declaration of Deals, now is the time to get your hands on the ultimate factory-certified off-road machine, the new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, when you save up to $7,500 off MSRP.
Ooh, those Jeeps are pretty cool, and that's the best savings yet.
But Hoblet is more than Jeeps. With the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, you can save big on over 180 vehicles and almost 40 under $20,000. Not to mention the award-winning customer service you get at this fifth-generation dealer.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$7,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon after $1,500 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discount. Rebates may include $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members. 3 of this net savings. Sample VIN 205698. See dealer for details.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older? And you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Can I see this, Matt? This equipment you brought in?
It's not working though.
It's
trying to figure it out.
Does it have to plug in? Oh, it has. Here, give me the plug. He brought in this giant light.
Well, my co-host needs better lighting.
And then
she has a TV background, and I get it. So I brought her this thing. It was just sitting on my desk.
Where the hell is the?
I don't know.
Where's
the dongle?
What? I'm just looking for the
Find
plug.
the hole.
Ew, dude, come on, man. Oh, before I forget. Matt George.
Hi.
Have you in your life ever been to, for any reason, have you ever been to a strip club?
No.
Damn it.
Oh, we've already had that.
Why?
Didn't we have that conversation?
You thought I'd been to a strip club.
I thought maybe like a friend of, I said, I think he's been once, and it was like a friend had a party there or something. That's why I had been.
No.
He had his birthday party.
Yeah, something like that.
Quite all right.
I'm not saying, are you a fan of? Yeah, I've been 4 times. One was because a birthday party. Weird. One was because there was a station event there, and then I was just talking about it, just completely
Station event?
Yeah, no, for real. We did it was a remote.
This was in the CBS days.
Yeah, this was like in the mid 2000s. Oh my God. We did a remote at Gold Club Centerfolds one night, and it was, hey, come down and check out the food. For real.
What?
And then the other one was with a former B reporter when we were up for the MLS meetings in Portland. I just remembered. And we actually thought we were going into like a regular restaurant. And we went in there and we ate dinner, but there's, stuff going on there. Out of the blue.
My light.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm trying to
that he figuring it out is not going to work.
Why do you say that? That's so mean.
Give it to the person who can actually figure it out.
Yeah, there you go. There's smarty pants face.
Let her figure it out.
What about you, Kayla?
Yeah, I have it once.
Once?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get them either. It's I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. To eat their own.
No, Kayla's partied in Vegas with like superstars. So.
That was the other question, Matt. Have you ever been to a club?
Oh yeah, have you ever been to a club of any kind?
No.
Damn it!
Wow.
You swept. Jeez. Oh no! Did you say no too, or?
I said I thought he might have went to like some sort of Channel 10
that's
event that was somewhere.
Yeah.
All the events were always scheduled when we were working. But I don't think they ever did like a club thing.
Is the on button over there?
When Matt parties, he goes out and just. I feel like Matt and Fernando Mendoza would party together.
That's my boy.
Just chugging milk and
go to Bible study.
Yeah, there you go. Great. Now the texts are gonna blow up. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
I can make that joke.
Yeah, you can. That's true.
I am a Bible miner.
Good video yesterday. We played it earlier.
Hey, thanks.
What video? Oh, the one.
That was a really interesting experiment.
Well, because nobody's going to watch the whole thing.
And how many people comment before getting to the end. And as expected, the vast majority of the comments thought that they were angry at me.
Was this something you were planning to do the whole day?
I thought about it on the drive home. You
Okay.
could tell the execution of it and the props and everything was very this is very short notice.
Are you not wearing your glasses?
I only had like a couple props, so I didn't really plan
I only had a table and a bag.
Matt's not wearing his glasses.
Well, yeah, why not? Rain?
No, just
contacts.
You wear contacts?
Yeah.
You've never worn contacts on this show.
What are you talking about?
Oh, fight!
Thanks for
fight.
never noticing.
I don't
Host fight.
remember that.
I've like the first 2 or 3 episodes we ever did together, I didn't wear glasses.
Oh, Kayla, thanks for paying attention. You don't even pay attention to him.
Listen, I'll back my co-host up here. Looks don't matter to her. She
No,
looks
they
past
don't.
looks.
See?
She's personality.
Is that really true when people say that? Is it really true?
Here's what I'll say. Yes.
Okay.
In a little bit. Now they can't be completely like.
Okay, so they do matter. There's just levels.
But if you have a type, and maybe that's not your exact type, but you like the personality, maybe you can kind of finagle your way.
Have you found that that's changed the older you've gotten, or have you always been like that?
I've always been like that.
Okay.
Like one time I dated this guy in high school. Well, actually I didn't date him.
Ugly as hell, but he was funny.
Well, he had a big nose, and so we called him Joe Tony the Nose. We called him Joe Tony the Nose.
That's just bullying.
But no, he knew it. He joked about it all the time. But I really liked him, and I went to prom with him and stuff, and I thought he was cute.
We talked about prom a lot.
You went to prom with the nose?
Yeah.
Joe Tony, the nose.
The nose. But he played, he was athletic, so that helped.
Listen, we can't all be your son and go to prom with like 3 different ladies
Yeah.
or whatever.
I'm looking at a list right now because I think this would be fun to do, and maybe like when you guys celebrate. How many months now have you guys been doing the show? 4?
Since January 9th or something like
So
that?
maybe maybe on the 1-year anniversary, I think it'd be fun to do like newlywed game style questions.
That would be good.
See how well you guys actually know each other.
Like on
Against
a Friday,
you and
fun
Jason.
Games. Yeah.
That would actually be fun.
Oh,
So like, for example, do either of you know the other's favorite ice cream flavor yet?
Oh, well, I think we both like mint chocolate
Yeah,
chip.
mint chip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Important question. Don't say anything, Matt.
Okay, I will not say nothing.
What is the name of the flavor you're talking about?
Mint chocolate chip.
Is that how you refer to it?
Yeah.
Matt?
Mint chip.
Okay. I always thought it was mint and then the N with the apostrophe. Do you remember when we did this on the air? Mint and chip?
Oh, really?
No.
And I thought this is kind of like Snap into a Slim Jim.
I've never heard that.
And so I couldn't figure out why I was one of and so I did the same
Are
thing.
you mixing it with cookies and cream?
I'm not. What it was is that I grew up and it was my sister's favorite flavor when my mom would take us to Thrifty's. And Thrifty's brand ice cream, which is now Rite Aid Thrifty's, is referred to as mint and chip. They also have the best ice cream flavor, which is a double
Probably
chocolate
because it's
malted
like
crunch.
not technically mint that they use.
But Rite Aid doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's literally Rite Aid next to my house.
They closed a majority of them.
Are you sure that wasn't just like a Tennessee thing?
No, it was. They
like
don't have
I don't know
them.
any around Sacramento now.
My dad said it down in Southern California they closed them, and he used he was like, that's my favorite place.
Well, it's like changed in the last.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at getting one of those thrifty ice cream guns?
Huh?
What?
And that's
Shoots
yes.
ice cream?
Have I ever looked? Or would you
That'd
like?
be kind of
Or
do you have
would you
one?
like me to bring it in tomorrow?
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
On my kids.
You have it?
I know the exact. It's in the top drawer to the left, next to the.
What is it?
Absolutely.
It shoots ice cream?
Okay, first off, that's amazing out of context. Secondly, it doesn't. Oh, I see what they're thinking. An ice cream gun.
Yes, that's what I thought.
What else would we be thinking?
What is he saying?
I don't know.
It is an ice cream scooper.
Okay.
That looks like a gun.
And it's metal, and it has a circle. It has like a cylinder, and you stick the cylinder into the ice cream. Okay, it's almost like sharp edges, so it'll go into like hard ice cream, and you pull it out, and the cylinder is now filled with ice cream, and then you pull the trigger on the gun, and
It's called an ice cream scooper.
Oh, is it called what? You want to try that again? you tried to be Billy Badass there, and you busted out ice cream smooper.
I'm under the weather, all right? I'm all foggy up.
Are you really?
Head. Yeah.
Are you sick?
I mean, what is sick?
So I wanted to bring. I wanted to
get me sick.
I'm not. What do I mean? Do I look sick?
Well, Dave, I wanted to bring something to your attention that happened yesterday because there's a million reasons why I would love for you and Kayla to work together, but one thing that would not work is the temperature in this room because Kayla had it by the end of the show. It was 77 degrees in here.
We would wrestle, dude.
It's
not gonna happen.
Kayla was still in a hoodie, by the way,
No.
and Alan Whitey and I were sweating.
Oh, you didn't bring it up until Alan started.
He was right. I mean, he was right.
Alan was like acting, like he was like doing like what do they go when they go read scripts? It was like Alan was going to read a script. It's so hot.
I honestly need you and my wife at some point to socialize because I have a theory that you're like literally related.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're both blonde. You're both around the same age group, and you're both. God, it pisses me off. She will wear a freaking hoodie and have the heat turned up.
Today.
Right, and it's like, bro. Okay, I was just about to say, bro, take some clothes off out of context. That's bad, but yo, you can be in a shirt and less clothes.
No.
We can only put so much on. Like this summer, when it's 110 every day and you're loving it.
I'm going to be in this.
So if we work together, whatever part of this room that's the hottest, you'd be over there while I have the AC. I would move in air. I would bring a swamp cooler in here blowing directly on me.
Just yell at each other.
I hate heat.
Hey, a swamp cooler compared to swamp butt.
Yeah,
Like,
which happens when you're hot.
For guys.
Nobody has swamp
For
ass.
guys.
No, girls
guys.
get swamp
No, we
ass
don't.
when it's
No, we don't.
cold.
Guys get swamp ass. We get other things.
Well, Chris, who's older today?
Happy birthday to Tony Romo.
Hey, Tony.
43.
44.
Tony is 46.
Oh, we have a tie between Kayla and Matt. He is 45 today.
Okay.
Happy birthday today to Tony Danza.
Oh,
other Tony.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza. That Elton John song.
Closer, Tony Danza.
He's 72.
74.
Oh, man, he's that old?
Oh.
70.
Matt is closer, 75.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Okay, and we'll leave this last one for Dave because he'll get it correctly. On this date, in what year did the movie Field of Dreams come out?
Ooh. Old.
I believe I'm going to be, I get it or be off by a year. I think it was 1989.
I'll do 1990.
88.
We have a correct answer. Dave was afraid he was going to be one off, and
he was 88.
He is not. It came out in 1989.
Well done.
What a king. What a king.
All right, Matt and Kayla and the Great Coin Flip coming up next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh, my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're